All of you are on a boat. You've all
We are on a boat.
yes, yep. You're
Okay.
level one, but like a level one adventurer is different than like a level one like civilian, if that makes sense. Like you've kind of like I feel like level one adventurers are at least a little bit known, if that makes sense. So like they've had
Mhm.
like some combat experience. Um, no, but yeah.
Well,
Oh,
is that who
sorry.
we are then?
But well, I mean, you're the same. I mean, you're the same characters from last time. Well, it's a
We're
different
we're
universe.
just we're just gonna rewrite history.
Okay.
Like maybe
Whoa, it
alternate
never
universe.
happened.
It's a retcon.
Yeah,
It was all a shared dream. Whoa.
Oh my god, I saw you on my dream. How do I feel like I
That's
know you?
crazy.
You look so familiar.
I have this image of Helruna running around a cart in another life.
right. But yeah, I mean, I guess like I, it's hard to explain, but like I feel like level one adventurers are kind of like or like people who have like been in combat, like you know what I mean, like they're at least people who know how to take care of themselves, like
Yeah, they have
have
some
tra-
know-how.
Yeah, they have
already.
training. They have training,
Yeah.
know-how, education, depending on what their class is or whatever.
yeah,
And I have this great axe.
Mm-mm-mm.
um but anyway though, all four of you received a letter telling you to meet and telling you that to meet in the city of Valladolid, because the person that wanted to meet you is looking for an armed escort.
Looking for a what? I'm sorry.
An armed escort.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sorry, sorry. I shouldn't say armed escort. They're looking for. They're looking for like an armed escort, but they're also looking for like kind of like detective like people, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Are we like the Secret Service for whoever?
I have a certain set of skills.
Yeah.
I guess kind of. I guess maybe Secret Service or like another kind of like um
Mercenary group? We're a mercenary group, basically.
yeah, I guess I'm thinking like so like I guess like what's a group that like does both investigation but also kind of
Merc-
I guess
yeah,
I
mercenary
guess
groups would do that.
Pinkertons, I guess. Sorry.
A
Oh
merc-
yeah, Pinkertons.
yeah, a mercenary group would do
Pinkertons.
that too.
Yeah, yeah, kind of.
Less shitty Pinkertons. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Less shitty Pinkertons.
It's too late, DM. I already have sunglasses on and an earpiece.
Yeah, you're not like the guys from Red Dead Redemption 2. You're actually like cool Pinkertons.
No. Okay.
I guess. Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's
No, it's okay. We
Pinkertons, no
understand.
guns. Okay.
sir, I am offended. What?
No trench coat or bolo tie.
Son of a. Really?
I'm writing this down.
Writing.
No trench, no tie, no guns.
Okay. Did you need me to spell you what I said? Son of a SON.
No.
Right. But yeah.
I'm just muscle for hire.
What? I gotta change my volume. Did you say muzzles for fire?
No, muscle for hire.
Oh, indeed. All right. I stand corrected.
I'm muzzle for.
Sorry. It's. I'm sorry. This earpiece is acting up.
Oh no.
Okay.
So-
Interference.
Yeah.
So we're on a boat.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
Oh my god, I'm on a boat. That song.
God.
I'm on a mother. What?
I like to imagine Amity
Um,
received this letter by bird, and she didn't expect a bird to give her a letter. Because she doesn't really have an address. She doesn't live anywhere.
No. Oh yeah.
Kind
But
of.
yeah.
So the letter, we got the letter. Do you know what it says? Like how it was worded or who it was signed by? Like so we know or don't know?
So essentially, the letter essentially says, I wanted to hire unknown people. It essentially says,
Unknown.
yeah, well, they wanted to kind of like hire like up and comers. They didn't want to hire like known people, if that makes sense.
So cheap labor. Uh-huh.
No, they just, I guess they kind of want this on the down low. But
Yeah.
they wanted to do that, and then they also said like, it says like, your name came up, when they were searching for people, and so that they
They
sent these
talked
letters
about
out.
Is it say signed by anybody?
So it is signed, but it's in initials, and you don't know what the initials mean.
Okay.
What are
it's-
the initials?
And it's written in common, yes?
Yes, yep.
What kind of parchment is it? Was it sealed with a wax seal?
God.
Hey man, detectives, all right?
Yeah, it's just like normal parchment paper. It was printed with it's the wax is blue wax, and on the front of it looks like
God.
on the front it looks like a robot.
Looks
With
like a robot.
With like a
And like
top
an
hat.
an automaton with a top hat.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
We're on a boat. So Helbruna is holding a letter.
Oh,
You don't got
AV are the things.
AV?
Are the initials? Sorry.
Oh, okay.
AV.
AV.
Oh,
I'll put it in the chat.
So Minara is going to be standing at the bow of the boat, and you guys are going to see her in her peachy color.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you've been traveling for about like I'd say like about a month, and you're getting close. The captain has said so. When you started this journey, I would say the four of you didn't know each other, but since you've been on
Okay, I
this,
got my letter up. Anybody wanted to talk to me? Oh, you got a letter like I got.
yeah,
I look at that beautiful that robot on there.
yeah, but during this month, would anyone would the four of you would talk to each other on the boat?
Amity would sort of just to know what kind of people she's around with because she is wary of strangers, but otherwise she just mainly stayed away.
This is a boat full of a ton of people, though, right?
Yeah.
So it would be like
Yeah, how many people are on
not
that?
like it's just a boat and it's us and like
Most-
one
Also,
boatman.
was it most sailing
One
ships?
boat man.
Most sailing ships are like 30 to 60 crew members, depending on the size of the boat.
Say it again.
Ooh.
I said most sailing vessels are 30 to 60 crew members on a boat, depending on the
Yeah.
size of it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like a crew. Like I mean, it's not like a warship type size, but it is sort of like like a pleasure cruise thing. You're passing.
So Helruna, while walking around, does she see anybody else other than these three other individuals and all the people who work for the boat?
Are there any other passengers aside from us and the crew?
Yes, there are other passengers. Like this is, but yeah. Also, you're I would say probably like all together there's probably like 20 passengers on this boat, and like
Okay.
40 crew. And then also your passage was also paid for by this person.
Ooh, interesting.
But I don't know that,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, you know that. You all know that. Essentially, like you were all kind of like given like tickets for the ship, like that came with the boat.
So
Yeah, they came
everybody
with the
on
letter.
the ship got a letter.
I already had one.
No, just the four of you did.
Well, so as far as I know, I'm the only one that got a letter. Because the letter, the way it was written, like, we talked about you. We want you. Come see us. AV. So that's why Halruna's on the boat as far as Halruna knows.
Yeah,
She's got
it essentially tells you.
special invites herself.
Yes.
it's like a business opportunity. That's kind of how it's worded.
Hmm.
Well, I guess my question is, what do you want us to be talking? Do we need to tell each other things?
Well, no, I just
Do you
felt
want to
like,
introduce yourself to someone holding a letter that looks just like the letter you got in your pocket?
Well, we've already been on the boat for 30 days, so we can hand wave the fact that we've all had like proper introductions and all that stuff.
but yeah. Well, this time, kind of like during this month, would you say the four of you have like gotten to at least like know each other like in like a passive sense? You know what I mean? Like, are you
Well,
like all acquaintances?
Just
okay,
so
so
many
are we?
people.
So if this is our meet, I mean, basically, if this is where we're all meeting on this boat, would we have been brought together to know that or is this just kind of a Helruna was just saying that we don't know each other, we don't know that other people's got the same letter.
Well, right,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's how I meant. Like, yeah, like when you first started the journey, you wouldn't have known each other, but you've been on this boat for about a month now, and
And
so
there's like 20 other people.
yeah. Well, that's right. But I guess what I'm asking is like, do you want to know the rest of the party before you disembark,
Yes.
or do you not
Yeah.
want to? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes things easier.
Sorry, I'm forgetting that we're just meeting again for the first time. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, sorry.
All right. Cool.
I'd like to imagine like one of those like cartoon like sitcom things where like the kids try to get their parents together by sending them a letter and we just all show up with the same letter in hand, like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Hey,
Something's going on.
Well, we can do something
That's
like
fine,
we
I
sat
can-
around one night and played cards or something, or dice or something, and got to know each other.
Okay.
Do you guys want to RP anything while you're on the boat?
we could. I don't know. Again, it's like, so from scratch. See, I don't know what we've gotten to know of each other. I guess I could just, in my mind, everything that I already know in the previous universe, I can pretend like we've had these conversations, and so
Yeah.
I know that like Amity is very sensitive about her tail for some reason, and I don't really know why I know that, but I had a dream once where like somebody like sat on her tail.
Well, to make this simpler, we can actually just go around the metaphorical table and everybody tell the group 3 things about their character that they think everybody should know.
Okay.
We can do
And I
that.
say we kind of met. Like I would walk around with the letter out, so like I would keep reading it, trying to see what's in it.
Ditto.
So like basically, if I'm walking around with a letter and one of you guys saw, I was like, "Holy crap, he's got the same letter." Yo, short one.
Which one's the short one? You?
I'm the short one. I'm 5'1". No, 5'2".
You're
Shorty?
taller than me.
That's right, you're a dwarf. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm.
Your dwarf is taller than me.
Oh no! Now I feel bad.
5'1".
I am not the shortest.
Well, my character isn't 5'1", but I'm 5'1".
What
Oh,
was
okay.
it? What was it in the Wonka movie that came out recently? And like the Oompa Loompa was like, "Well, I'm tall from where I'm from," or something.
Yeah, I'm tall for my age. Or yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, we could probably just go above table and just tell everybody
Sure.
3 things about their character that they think everybody should know.
Okay.
And we'll hand wave that as us learning that about each other over the 30 days we've been on the boat.
Yep. Sounds
Okay.
All right.
God, I'm never good at these icebreakers.
Go alphabetical, Amity.
Yeah. That's it. Suck it, Amity. Go.
No. Well, yes, her name is Amity for one. That's number one because I would tell you
Oh.
my name,
My name
and
is Amity.
I would tell them my my chosen name instead of the birth name because sensitive info that I'm not gonna give out at this time.
Indeed.
I would let them know that I like she is well, she was living with a group of druids for like a long while, like the most of her young life and adult life. She's 24 by the time this boat ride is happening. Well, no, she's 22. My bad. I forgot her own age. And like she wouldn't tell them that, like, you know, she has a proclivity to fire, unlike the druid she grew up with. She would kind of show them, but like just making like a ball of fire appear in her hand and just quickly like wafting it away, like, huh,
Gotcha.
just keep them at a
Ball of
distance.
fire.
Okay. Was that 3?
Alphabetically, who's next?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, who's next alphabetically?
I think that would be Mina. I think that would be me.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 3 things you need to know about Mina is, besides the fact that she is a cleric of Selune,
Mhm.
she likes fresh apples and adores children. So she will definitely go talk to any little kids that she sees if that is relevant.
And give them apples like a witch?
Like she just
Oh,
like
God.
fresh apples are like her favorite food.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You'll notice that she seems to stare off into space every once in a while, and you're not quite sure why. That's to
Space
be
cadet.
explored later. And you get the sense that even though she's a follower of a Selune, Selune seems to be pissed at her.
Oh.
But she doesn't know why, so neither do you.
Okay.
That's it. Those are my 3 things.
Gotcha.
So, actually, I think Helruna should have went before me.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
thought the same thing.
A, B,
Wait a
C.
minute, Helruna. If that's your real name.
Haruna is my name. D&D is my game. Okay. All right, so Helruna, something you've noticed about her is that she basically says what's on her mind. She's not very there's not much thought that goes before the speaking. She just speaks her mind. And she'll ask questions. She's not afraid to ask questions. That's like she's just bold like that. Another thing, if she's not busy doing something, she'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
She'll start getting curious and doing weird things that she probably shouldn't be doing, like sniffing arsenic. Just an example.
Hypothetically, correct?
Just an
Hypothetically.
example.
Never happened.
And number 3, she has mommy issues.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Don't we all?
Orkin is an open book. Orkin talks all the time. Orkin loves life and is really kind of just happy to be here and, you know, and having a purpose. My parents disappeared when I was very young, but a priest who's also a paladin took me in and raised me at a what, temple or whatever, with other orphans, and he ended up picking me out and training me to be a paladin. So I am a paladin of Torm, the god Torm. Like I said, I'm pretty happy just to see new things and meet new people and
You sound like Scylla.
little bit, except for Scylla was short. Oh,
Shorter.
shorter. he does have something that there's very little that he doesn't talk about, but there are a couple of things like he doesn't talk a lot about his parents other than just the fact that he was his parents
Yeah.
disappeared. He doesn't know if they're dead. He doesn't know if they're alive. They just never came back. He doesn't like to talk about it, but he's willing to talk about pretty much anything else and play rollies.
Yeah.
Was that three things?
That was more than
I
three.
think it was
That'll
more,
work.
but I wrote them all down.
Oh, okay. He likes long walks on
Working.
the beach.
Does not know how to count. Bad at math.
That is accurate and hurtful.
Orchid justified why he says he talks too much.
Yeah. I'm really glad to be here, guys. Let's go beat something up.
We're on a boat.
We're on a boat.
Where's my flippy floppy?
Is the boat made out of wood by any chance?
Oh no.
Yeah, wood and metal. Like
Okay, well then.
So how much of it is still left after,
No, I'm
little
just
fires?
Nah. She can control it mostly, except
Mostly.
for some nightmares sometimes.
Oh.
She sleeps.
I was gonna say, how's your room looking?
She sleeps with a bucket of water beside her bed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
All right. Say your prayers. Put each hand in a bucket of water. You're gonna wet the bed. I'm sorry, but it's the price you pay.
Okay.
Hello?
I think we. All right.
Halruna, one of the things she wanted to do with them was they were all going to play a guessing game as to what the initials AV stood for. And she actually said audio visual, and nobody understands what that means. She doesn't either. Audio visual.
See, all I could think of was Ave Marina.
Ave Maria, okay.
Like, every time I read this letter, I start singing Ave Maria.
What a lovely singing voice you have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does A stand for air? As in, like, the air you breathe?
Air.
Is there something wrong with the air?
It's an air vendor.
No.
Air.
Just sells
Okay.
air.
Just sells air. Yeah.
Man.
Supplies limited. Okay, so
This isn't Spaceballs.
we ain't found shit.
We ain't found.
Timorous. Anyway, so
Okay.
we still on a boat?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Still on the
We're on a boat.
Yeah.
Is it morning? Are we breakfast table? Is today the day we land?
Yeah, I'll say like you're probably like the you've all woken up. You hear like you hear like a bell ring, and you hear like some like salty sailor say, "Breakfast is served."
It's not very salty.
Ooh.
And it's pretty much been the same thing it was for like a month, like eggs and bacon and like
Starting to get
Pickles.
kind of stiff.
Yeah.
There's chickens on board? They're laying eggs, man.
No chickens on board. They just brought like a large supply of eggs.
Are these magical chickens? Or are they lasting a month?
Yeah.
Yeah, magic.
Oh, jeez. Is this patented? Because it's patented magic.
No, it's just normal magic.
So,
Oh,
probably
okay.
salt cured eggs mostly.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're boiled and then salt cured. So yeah.
My favorite. Salt
Is-
eggs and salt bacon.
Is there a limit on the eggs that we're allowed to get when it comes to these meals, or is Helruna allowed to have her fill?
You're given 2 eggs apiece.
Damn.
Damn.
Two eggs.
She's looking at everybody else's plate. Let me know if you guys aren't hungry. You need any help with that? You let me know.
Yes. So 2 boiled eggs, a couple slabs of bacon, and some really dry bread.
Yeah, pretty
Waste
much.
not, want not, guys.
Oh, and
Right.
also cheesy grits too.
Cheesy grits.
I literally had cheesy grits for breakfast this morning.
Tell her eats her food in 3 bites, and she's just staring at everybody, watching them eat.
Yeah, Amity,
Yeah.
when she eats, she just sits in a corner and she notices the bread's stiff already, so she tries to conjure up the smallest flame possible to toast it. It works for the most part. It's a bit uneven. You know? Crunchy.
You guys will see. You'll see Minara eat the grits and the eggs, but she won't eat the bacon. And she'll just, when she gets ready to leave, she'll pocket what bread she had, and then like, who wants my bacon?
Me.
Okay, so
I'll help you with that.
I'll give that to Helruna.
We
and
have
then-
like an understanding now. Every time they serve bacon, you just automatically give me your bacon
Yeah.
because you know I'll eat it.
So I'll give my bacon to Helruna, and then I'll leave the mess hall and go back up to the upper deck. Minara's gonna go feed the birds
Aww.
because the bread is gross.
Mary Poppins. Do you guys remember that she sings "Feed the Birds"? Poppins the bag.
Nope.
Am I just old
No,
school?
you know that's like one of my top 5 favorite old Disney movies. So no, I got you.
Yes.
I see you. I see you.
Holler, yeah. That plus bed knobs and broomsticks. But I'm done
Absolutely.
segueing.
But yeah, Minara does not like the bread because the bread is gross and hard as a rock. So she's gonna feed it to the birds so it doesn't go to waste.
Yay! And because you're feeding the birds a lot, there's a lot of bird poo in that area. So watch where you walk.
Well,
A lot of poo.
you guys will be able to tell that Minara doesn't seem very happy being on the boat for this long. And you're not entirely sure what it is, but there's something about being on a boat that bothers her. And she's been very she's been cordial and communicative, but you notice that she likes to go off and be by herself a lot. But you don't know why.
Gotcha.
She's so mysterious, guys. Like she's so such a mystery.
Minara's
By
naturally
herself.
she's naturally quiet. She likes to observe people rather than interact, unless she feels she needs to. But yeah, you can just tell that being on the boat for this long it's not conducive to her health, and she doesn't like it. She wants to be back on land.
Okay. Too bad nobody knows any water travel tricks or something. Do they have anything like that?
There are a few higher level spells that can make you
Anti-nausea spell?
I think for a good chunk of the journey, even like when they're about to dock, I guess, Amity just tries to find the most quiet place she can and just meditates. But sometimes she just, sits. Is the front of the boat called the bow? Or I
Yes,
don't know what it's
the
called.
bow.
The front. Yeah, she just stares over the water, like almost like unblinkingly.
Yeah, only
because she.
when you come to the bow, you'll see Minara leaning up against the cabin wall, like tossing handfuls of breadcrumbs over her back, over the cabin itself. So when the birds get it, they plop on the cabin and not her. She's using the wind to throw it behind her.
Gotcha. Yeah. As you're standing up there, you see some merfolk, kind of like swimming in the water.
No shit, really?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
We found Helruna. What is it? Aruna's?
Helruna.
Helruna.
Yeah, Helruna's. Like, oh, I want to go pet them.
She's like, this is the coolest thing ever. There's people living in the water. So are they like cresting? Like they're doing a dolphin?
Doing a dolphin.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't think they're literally doing.
Oh my god. Helruna's all like, okay, come on, DM, explain to me how they're cresting. Are they arching their backs and whipping their hair back every time they come out?
No, I meant like how dolphins move. I don't mean.
Yeah.
Like an escort is what.
They're making close relationships with dolphins already.
Well, now they
Right.
are.
now,
Holy crap!
and now
I've
it's
never seen that
canon.
before.
I mean, how do you think they get the bottom half of the fish? Or-
Ooh.
Ah, they have some sort of understanding.
Yeah.
but no, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like they don't really like because like they have gills, so like they don't really like they don't really have fins on their backs or anything. You just kind of like see them swimming like really close to like the top part of the water. They're still underwater though, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Are they like mermaids or just like they have like 2 legs, 2 arms, they just swim in the water?
No, I mean there are some triton, but like no, it's
Oh.
mostly merfolk with like with like the bottom half fish.
Okay, which one looks most like Momoa?
I don't know. I don't know who Momoa is.
Jason Momoa?
Aquaman.
Oh, maybe this guy.
Aquaman.
Yeah, maybe this guy.
To find the thing.
Oh, you're actually looking for a thing. Okay, while you're looking up,
Put it in our chat.
I'm on the deck just kind of practicing my spells, so you hear me mumbling Perguna, Macoides, Chicorum, Satisti.
Like you see something like
I love a picture.
you also see like I said a few triton which look like them.
Oh.
But like there's no like Jason Momoa like looking person. So.
How do they swim in all that heavy armor?
Um
I'm gonna assume it's like
Genetic.
made out of like fish or sea creature scales.
yeah. Well also they have like they can breathe because like they have gills.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they can breathe. I just mean, like, why aren't they sinking? Those pretty strong swimmers.
I
Magic.
Think, wouldn't they be naturally like buoyant, kind of?
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yes, Helruna knows nothing about merfolk. That's why she was so freaking excited. Nothing about them.
They kind of have like hollow bones like birds do, so their buoyancy is they're a lot lighter in the water than say a human would be.
Yeah.
So they break pretty easily, you're saying? Like,
No.
No, they're just hollow. They're not brittle.
I've never fought a merfolk before. I'm just
Why do
saying,
you
like,
assume we're trying to fight them?
All right, wish granted. I would like to attack the Murph.
No, do not.
I'm just saying. You know, you never know. You
They're
never
just swimming. They're just swimming alongside the boat. You know, like
Cool.
like you do see some kind of waving at you a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Aw.
So it's not like they're like guiding the ship in; they're just kind of like swimming around the boat.
Well, yeah, like not really around the boat, but kind of like beside the boat, kind of.
Oh, okay. All
Like
right.
this, this is kind of like how like it's hard to explain, but you know how like when sometimes like like the big like
Dolphins?
huh.
Dolphins?
Well, I guess, but you know how like sometimes kids will kind of like like
Yeah, when people come into town, they just kind of swarm you or
Yeah,
whatever.
Oh, hey,
Like-
look who's here.
yeah,
How's about
yeah, it's kind of like that. They're just like they see like a big boat kind
Ooh.
of arrive at port, so they're kind of curious.
Yeah.
They're just having fun essentially.
Yeah.
So they're not playing like fire drill with a boat? They're not trying to like swim around
no.
it?
Oh no, they're just swimming alongside of it essentially.
Yeah, when Amity sees them, she kind of like leans over and she smiles at them because like she understands like the hardships that can be deemed with being different, even though she's not that knowledgeable about mer people and land people relations. But she smiles at them, she waves back, and
Super
a
fascinating.
peaceful interaction.
So Amity, Minara sees Amity do that and goes, "What do you see?"
My people, they're swimming near the boat.
Minara dusts her hands off and goes over and peeks over the rail.
I was gonna say how Runa's like bending over the rail, trying to see if she can do a high five. If it's, I don't know how high up we are.
like 40 feet up, just high
Well,
five me! Can't you guys jump?
Well,
I
Don't
thought
leave.
you were merfolk.
Don't
Minara,
leave me.
Minara by default, she's a far traveler, so she's always curious about new stuff. And this is the first time she's seen a merfolk, and she waves. And you see an odd smile on her face, something that you don't see very often.
Aw.
Are they all females or males or
Oh,
mix?
both.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Hi.
huh?
What am I saying?
Sorry, say it again. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I didn't say hi. I said hi. Hi. She
Oh,
says
okay.
hi.
Oh,
Hi.
Yeah, one of them jumps onto the water and also says hi back.
sploosh. Hey, Psh.
Wink.
Sploosh. How you doing? Sploosh. Sploosh. This is really high. I feel too tired. Psh.
He's trying to carry on a conversation. It's like 3 words at a time.
Yeah, it's like, how you doing?
And you guys will hear whoever's standing close to me will hear me mumble something about learning Aquan.
Ooh.
What?
Aquan. That's the language of Merfolk is Aquan. They speak Aquan in common.
Yeah. Yep.
So you just learned a language by
No, no, no.
looking at a bunch of merfolk?
She mumbles something about needing to learn Aquan.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
And now I know Aquan.
Yeah.
And now I know Abyssal.
I think I'm standing relatively close, so in response, Emily goes, Aquan, you should try Inferno, it's much more harsh.
Aquan.
Aquan.
Minara glances is like, after Celestial, Draconic, and Elvish, I have no doubt it is going to be hard. Draconic was a mess.
Uh,
Cause she's very student forward. She likes to learn as much as she can. So like she likes to collect books and stuff. So learning a new language and being able to do that is something that she likes to do.
I
maybe Emily
gotcha.
can
Hey,
teach
Orphan
her.
Man.
Maybe Emily can teach her like
Yeah.
Inferno and Druidic.
You get
Yes.
Hey, Orphan Man.
she looks at
Do
her.
you
Yeah.
She
speak
looks.
Aquan?
Do I speak Aquan?
Yeah,
Of course I do.
you do.
Yep, I lean over
Say
the edge
something
and
to
go,
them in Aquan.
okay.
Tell the one right there, that guy. Tell him he looks amazing.
Okay, I lean over the edge and go, hey, you look. Oops, I don't know Aquan, and I walk away.
He, you see the merfolk just look. He kind of like his top half is out of the water. He looks shocked at what you just said about his mother.
Oh God!
Does he actually say what'd you say about my mom?
No, he's just in shock. His mouth is like open.
Oh
Like,
jeez.
What'd you say about my mother?
I regret
We're
nothing.
probably just starting a war now between the
Start a war
languages.
between the
Oh,
dwarves and the
it's like a
merfolk.
heavy offense.
He's like, I'm waiting for you at the docks.
Right.
All right.
Minara will turn to Amity and say, "I'll teach you cuss words if you teach me some."
Deal. Although I'm not sure which words might summon something, but we'll figure it out.
Because we all know that's the first thing everybody learns when they learn a
Yes.
new language.
I don't know what a Druidic swear word would be, or an infernal.
Something to do with hell.
Yeah,
Hell
maybe.
Runa.
Huh? I didn't hear him. What was that?
Me?
I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
Oh, I said probably something to do with hell. And then I paused and said, Hell Runa, maybe?
Gotcha. Um. Yeah. Eventually, like you hear like you do like someone gives an announcement that says docking in like half an hour, and the ship does dock after like doing the whole reverse stuff. You know what I mean? Like when a ship like goes into port.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah. So do y'all disembark?
Well, what are we looking at? What kind of city are we looking at?
It's a large. Well, it it's a semi-large city. Um, it's it is like it looks kind of like more Victorian esque, if that makes sense. You see a lot of you see you see you do see people kind of like like selling fish. You see some people fishing. You also see automatons as well though on the docks, kind of like dressed in like clothing. Um, One's operating a stall. You see one like stacking crates and stuff like that. And they're in like different states of like being. Like some are kind of like rusted. Some are like look newer. Some look polished. If that makes sense.
Hmm.
They all look like to be made of like black chrome though, or like some type of chrome color.
Minara will look over at Orkin and put her hand on his shoulder, kind of lean in and say, "You sense anything weird here?"
Uh,
As a
what do you
paladin.
mean?
As a paladin.
Do you want me
It was spell.
Yeah.
to? Okay, so what do I have? Because I'm level 1, I don't have a lot of. No, I can't.
And she'll
I can't.
she'll elucidate further and say that she has come across some automatons that have been evil aligned.
Okay.
These aren't. You know about Warforged, right?
Right.
Yeah, these aren't Warforged. These are like
Well, it
yeah.
depends on how the automaton was created, because if you're using soul links, you could use the soul of an evil being to create an automaton. And
Right.
being a far traveler, Minara would know that.
Well,
Gotcha.
I can do the one spell where I can like sense if there's good or evil. I'm just trying to see where.
Detect good and evil.
I think that's what it's called.
Is that a first level
Hmm.
spell?
It's a no. It's a yeah. It's a paladin feature.
It's a paladin spell.
Yeah. It's like the action is detect location within 60 feet of me. Celestial fiend or undead or any consecrated desecrated place or object within 60 feet. I can do it
Did you
once
say
per day.
celestial?
Yeah.
How long does it last?
Um. Really doesn't say.
It should tell you the duration.
Oh no, it's just a note on my sheet here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, let me look it up real quick.
Well, I'm on D&D Beyond, but I don't know where to look up what my spells are because it doesn't list it as one of my spells.
It's
No, it's not even a cantrip.
So
No, it'd
it's
be
a class
it's
specific
a
spell.
yeah.
Yeah.
It lasts for 10 minutes. So if you cast it and we walk through the docks, it will stay lit. You will still everything will trigger for the next 10 minutes as soon as you
Yeah.
Okay.
cast it.
Yep.
Okay. I would like to cast that then.
Yeah. So you do that, and yeah, you don't sense any of that.
I don't sense anything at all.
Nope.
No
Okay.
celestials, no.
All right. And I'll just turn back to her and said I don't sense anything right now. But as we move down for a while, maybe we'll pick up something.
Can Helruna walk up to the automaton that's stacking crates right there? Can she walk up to that one and show the letter to them?
Sure. Like
Okay, so Haruna goes up to that one and shows the letter and says, um, we got this letter. Do you know who AV is? AV? Sir? Hello? Sir?
Okay.
Sir?
Sorry. So the
Don't worry.
Answer me, damn it!
so he's so the automaton kind of turns around, looks at you. And he says, in kind of like a robot-y voice, kind of like
Ought to.
kind of, but even more like, even more than that, like kind of like a matter, like you've all played Knights of the Republic, right?
Oh no.
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 Okay, let me post a video real quick, and then you'll kind of get the gist of what I'm going for.
Does he sound smarmy? Does he have like snooty voice or something?
Not really snooty. He just sounds very matter of factish, I guess. But let me get the video real quick. You'll see what I kind of mean.
Is it kind of like Hal 9000?
Not
Good morning.
really.
Good morning, Helruna.
I'm sorry, Orkin.
How did you know my
Or,
name?
or all right, here's a blast from the past, like Max Hedron. At least somebody got that reference.
No, I got it. I got it.
Blonde hair, sometimes with sunglasses.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He sounds like this, but he doesn't say stuff like statement or like stuff like that. But he kind of has
Ah.
he kind of has like a matter of fact type of speaking, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, observation.
Yeah. And but
Get off
essentially,
my
huh?
nothing. Hello, newcomer. Get off my case. I am working. Have a nice day.
Essentially, what he says though, he says, this unit has no recollection of who AV could stand for. He says, and then he says, "Now, if you excuse me, I have a job to do." He says, so he turns his back to you and starts stacking the crates again.
Did the letter give us a time or location to go to, other than the general information that they were looking for people that weren't very well known to protect and investigate?
It did not, but everyone who's kind of looking, roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Oh. Wait, only people that are. Okay. Do y'all roll one? Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're all looking where to go, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. This is good. This is very good. This is very good. You said perception check?
That's a 19 from Honora.
Oh, good, because I got
I
a
got
5.
18 plus 2, that's 20.
Thank God I got a 12.
I got a 5. So I'm not looking anywhere.
Oh, nope, it was a 10. I'm sorry. I've got this,
You
guys.
don't see anything.
Orkin can't do math. Again.
Again.
Okay, there's one. Hang on. Let me count the people that I can see. 2, 3. There's lots.
Okay, Amity got such a low number. She was just distracted by the automaton, just shooting them glares, because while she's okay, and she's okay with like things that are like odd, because she's odd, even when compared to tieflings, because of her horns are different. She just like, they're not natural still. She just kind of like, I don't like that.
Minora's looking for the dock master.
Okay.
She doesn't know if she's seen him yet or not.
Okay.
Orkin was curious for finding him, but he started looking at the letter going again. Damn it, Helruna. A-V. Albus Vecna? No.
Albus vulnerable.
Yeah.
Anyone who got above like a 10, anyone who got a 10 or above sees
Hey.
Out.
There's a person standing on the dock. He has like a sign in his hand.
Oh, God.
It says all of your names.
Haha, I solved the case. 12,
Wait,
13, 14, 15.
Is he human?
This is a,
No, he is also a automaton.
Okay.
does it say Amity, or does it say your actual birth name?
It just says the name you were contacted by. So like,
Okay.
so probably Amity, I guess.
Yeah,
If they
okay.
don't know your
All right,
birth
now I have to find out your name.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, it's not my real name. I mean, oh, look, that guy over there has our names on it. Our real names, not ones I've made up.
name. Technically, probably for all your character knows, their real name is Amity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
wouldn't have told them. her name. Like Amity is her virtue name, which is common in Tiefling culture, but she chose hers later in life.
So we'll go talk to the automaton.
Is it called Amity because of the Amityville horror?
No, because she wants peace.
Friendship.
And I'm Orkin
Friendship.
because I like to kill bugs.
Yeah, basically she wants
Orchid man.
peace and like
Yeah.
self-understanding because she doesn't understand herself.
Okay, what does this dude say when we get to him?
Who was talking to him?
Yeah, I guess who goes up to talk to him first? I guess.
Minora walks up and just takes her letter and kind of just flips it and shows it to him. Where do we need to go?
Okay, yeah. So he says oh excellent, he says, and he kind of like puts up two fingers to his mouth, and you know how like people whistle like that.
Right.
Oh my god.
So he doesn't really do that. He just puts them up to his mouth and like he imitates a whistle, but it's meant to look more human. But
Is that like an offensive gesture that he just made?
No.
Are you offended? Like,
No, he's whistling.
but yeah, so he does that, and you see like around the corner, you see like a carriage comes around the corner. It's not a fancy one; it's just like a normal like transportation carriage, but it is pulled by two like mechanical horses.
Oh.
Oh my god. Amity's hating this right now.
So is Minora.
And yeah, so does everyone else go up to where Amity is talking to this person? This
Yeah.
Minora was talking to him.
Yeah.
Sorry, does anyone
I
else?
was talking to him.
Gotcha.
I noticed that he did that gesture, and I think it's like a greeting. So I go up to him and I do it back. Like, how's it going?
You do the whistle part too.
Yeah, I do the two fingers to the mouth and like back at you, buddy.
I think that calls for a performance check because that's hard to do in the first try.
Yeah.
Well, not because you said he doesn't whistle. There's no sound.
But
He
no,
doesn't
he
put
makes
his fingers
he
up to
makes
his
the
mouth.
sound like
He makes.
He
Yeah. I
does?
mean, yeah.
the sound comes out of him, but he's not actually like doing like he doesn't have lips.
Okay.
Or breath.
So I
Yeah.
put my fingers there and I try to do it, but I'm like spitting. Back at you, buddy.
I am now rusting.
Please don't tell me to spit.
Right. But yeah, if you're wondering, this is what he looks like. The automaton. I mean.
Give it a few seconds.
I'm trying to find like a good like profile for him.
Oh. It doesn't matter what you put up there. I'm always going to see this guy as AK-47 or HK-47.
AK-47.
AK-47. What's this? Like he's gonna whistle. He just.
Oh my god, I hate that.
That's what it looks like.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Very steampunky.
No.
Yeah, he has like
oh, he's got a stench.
Yep. He's got like
I don't
goggles.
like how his goggles are his eyes.
Yeah.
He has like a
goggles on.
has like a hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, he says this one's name is Oscar. He says, I've been told to transport you to the Vorarlberg factory. He says.
So is it a robot leading the carriage, or is it just two mechanical horses?
No. After he tells you that he's the one to lead you there, he climbs up. He is the driver. And you see
Oscar.
and you see it's OSCAR.
Oxhorn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when everybody gets in the carriage, Minora's going to sit in the jump seat next to the driver.
Okay. So before you do that, you do see the carriage open up, and you see a man. He is on like the heavier end. He probably his clothes are probably like 3 or 4X in size. And he says, welcome to Valladolid, home of the automaton. He says, He says I'm happy we're finally able to you finally arrived. He says.
Monaro.
And who are you? Who is that?
I'm going to ask him, is he the one that we're protecting?
He says he is not.
Oh, okay.
He says that is his. He says that was his employer. He says, but he'll get into that more on the ride over.
Monaro will still
Oh, go
get
ahead.
she'll still get in the jump seat, but she'll turn around and open the slide window so she can hear everything that happens in the carriage as we're going down the road.
Okay, and this person is a human, by the way.
Oh, thank
I go in, I sit next to him, and I open my letter. I'm like, by the way, do you know what the letters A and V stand for by any chance?
He
Is it
says,
you?
he says no, that is not me. He says first of all, he says my name is uh wow, okay.
Wow, okay. That's a
Wow.
weird name.
Nice.
No, his name is Fetid Runu.
Oh, okay.
Fenin? Fenin? Fenin?
What?
No,
Runu.
Like
I-
fetid, like as in cheese?
well, I put it in chat. Sorry.
Oh, Fetid.
Runu. That is a name.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm using a name generator.
Oh my
I was gonna
Forgive
say,
me.
and his name is holy crap. Harvad.
His name is
Fenin.
some guy.
Fenin.
But he likes to be called Sid.
And you said that the horses were mechanical too, right?
Yes. Yep.
What are their names?
Number
Are you
one.
asking the
Number one
Fenin?
and
Are you
number
asking
two?
Fenin? Mechanical horses?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I'm asking Orkin, are you asking Fenin the names of the horses?
Yes.
He says their names are number one and number two.
Which one takes the number two? Oh. Yeah, I know.
think those two.
He just looks at you and he says, "All right, you can walk."
Oh!
You guys hear Monara snicker from the jump seat.
No, he
Who
chuckles
works
at
for
it.
number two?
Who does number two work for?
All right, I'll be outside if you need me.
He doesn't actually say that. He chuckles a little bit.
Okay.
But yes, he tells you that he tells you that AV stands for Anna Vorarlberg, and
Ooh.
What is it?
I'll put it in chat.
Okay.
Helruna's question for the win.
Anna.
Anna.
Vorarlberg.
Vorarlberg.
The
And he says up until a few days ago, he says a few days. He says unfortunately, as of a couple of days ago, she's no longer with us. He says.
where'd she go?
He says unfortunately she passed on.
What she passed away?
So,
What she
like
passed
another
on?
dimension?
No, she died.
Wah,
Says-
wah, wah.
Oh.
She went to the
You see,
fugue.
Helruna.
She went to the fugue
When-
plane.
When someone dies, they go into the forever sleep.
The forever sleep.
Yes.
Hey DM.
Oh, like my
Wouldn't-
goldfish?
Can I do a check to see if Monara's heard that woman's name before?
Sure.
Okay. I need to know which check you want me to do.
Sorry, what was the check?
The check to see if I've heard that woman's name before, since I'm a far traveler.
Oh yeah. Roll me. How would it be? Wouldn't be investigation. Wouldn't be insight. Let me.
History?
Yeah, roll me a
Wisdom?
history check.
History check. That's a 17.
Okay. Yeah. You're wondering if you'd heard a name before? Is that what you were asking?
Yeah, and if I know, like when I heard about her name, if I can recall any details about what I know about her.
Okay. Yeah. So you have heard her name before. It's probably like you know that the Vorarlberg family, they've lived in Valladolid, and their whole thing was their like their whole thing was like they made like toys and automatons and stuff like that. It was kind of a trade secret, but like
So it's an artificer kind of family.
yeah, but unfortunately, like the town started to go into decline because like they haven't been putting as many automatons as before. Um, but yeah, pretty much.
So Helruna is like, wait a minute. The person who wrote this letter just died? Does that mean we go home now?
He says no. He says your mission has kind of pivoted a little bit. He says instead of accompanying the late Anna Vorarlberg, instead the four of you will be looking for an heir to the Vorarlberg
Mm.
company. He says like essentially he says if there is no heir found, the company will default, and he says no one else really knows how to make. He says unfortunately, like Anna Vorarlberg never really had the skill to make automatons, and so we're hoping the heir does. He says.
Mm.
You guys will hear Minora from the jump seat go. And how old is this heir?
He says well, we believe he's around 40 years old or so. He says it is Miss Vorarlberg's son, who was sent away after an accident.
And whoever's sitting
Unless,
close, whoever's sitting in the cabin close to where Minora is, you'll hear her sigh heavily.
Mm.
She was secretly hoping it was a little kid.
Mm.
Oh.
At
Do-
the
no, go ahead.
at the like a sound of her having a son and being sent away, I lean forward and ask him, "What was the accident?"
Hmm.
I wish I could.
I
Stop
think it's
talking.
a sensitive topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, he's dead.
Oh no! You
I
shut
give him mouth to
me
mouth.
silent.
No.
Right. But yeah. So
Does he just not answer me?
Yeah, I know he didn't. It's like, do we know what the accident was or
Speak
is
how?
up,
it?
Amity. You need to speak louder.
Sorry, I kind of zoned out
There's a
there. Would
fine
you
voice.
would you
I asked him, well, what was the accident?
he says
What happened?
so he says the accident happened when he was a kid. He said he had fallen from a great height, and it seemed his mental faculties were um, disturbed, if that makes sense.
Oh.
And so, unfortunately, he says Mrs. Warburg was kind of pressed by her father to send her son uh, to like a boarding school, for or like an asylum for people, with mental faculties, if that makes sense.
Mm.
But we haven't had contact. We haven't heard contact from him in about 20 years. He says.
So you're
Yeah.
uncertain. You're uncertain that he's even still alive.
He
Sent
says,
a child to an asylum.
"Huh?
I'm just letting that settle in there. To send a child to an asylum, a mental asylum.
Yeah." The Fetid. He says, "Yeah, unfortunately, he says the Anna's father. He wasn't. He says there's kind of a reason why he's not really talked about anymore. He says."
Mm.
Is there anything that we know about the death of Anna?
He says, no, he says, we believe she passed away from natural causes. She was around 60, he says.
Okay.
Minora will ask him. Are we certain that it was natural causes? Have you already entombed the corpse?
He says, yeah, he said we had a, like an autopsy done, and I mean, like he says, emotions. He says, like emotional things dealing with her son, and she was already in pretty poor health for the last few years anyway. He says, dealing, the whole thing with her son not talking to her for 20 years, could also probably, like exacerbate the issue. He says,
Wait, 20 years? So
yeah.
that means he was 20 years old when he fell and got sent away as a child?
No, he was 5 when that happened. He was sent away when he
Okay.
was 10. He says, and he
He
says
was
he kept in contact with his mother till he was 20, but for the last 20 years he hasn't contacted. He
Gotcha.
hasn't. No words been said. He says.
So are we going to go? Are we here to protect the son? What's the?
It's a
We're
rescue.
seeking.
It's a
Find him.
retrieval mission.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Alrighty.
Says we have. He says we. He says we never received. He says we never received a death certificate from like the asylum or anywhere else. He says.
Well, I'm just wondering why a lady was asking for us to come and protect her.
Because she wanted to go find him, I think, maybe.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, that's what he tells her. He says, yeah. He says, unfortunately, she thought she could hold out, but unfortunately, her health didn't, hold out.
Okay.
But essentially he says he wanted, you know, he says we were looking for less than well known, you know, people to work on this case. He says just in case, like, because he says, like it's a possibility the son doesn't want to be found, or he says Mr. Robo doesn't want to be found.
Well, my question is then, do we still have a mission? Because if we were supposed to protect her, trying to find him, is the mission now just trying to find him?
Yes,
Yeah, we
he
need to
said
find him.
he says if there's an error, then he needs to do what he wants to with the company. He says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we need to find the air. We all need to breathe.
So are we going? Are we
I
going?
knew it. I was holding my tongue the whole time.
Yeah, I know.
Are we heading towards that general direction, or are we heading to like the factory to like get the rest of the details and come up with a plan?
He says we're gonna head towards the factory because he says that's gonna be where you leave from. He says.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
As we're traveling through town, does Mina see like any general goods vendors or anything? She just like mental note of where they are in the city.
Yeah, you see like goods vendors. You see like people like selling like street food and stuff like that. People selling wares on the street.
So this is a well-populated city with good,
Yeah.
with good, decent commerce. Okay.
Yeah, well, think of it kind of like I guess think of it kind of like a mashup of like a Victorian style like clothing, but like fantasy esque, but also like how like during like the people like the 1600s, 1700s, 1800s that have like those small stalls
Right.
and like they sell stuff. It's kind of like that. It's just more hygienic, I guess,
Yeah.
because magic.
Cool. All right. Well, she's gonna keep her head on a swivel and just keep an eye out for any
Yeah, as we
trouble while we're
travel-
traveling. Yeah.
As we travel, Amity just sees like the occasional automaton because I'm assuming they're just about everywhere. We're the ones that are still functioning anyway. And she keeps getting more perturbed as time goes on, and she looks at the others and she goes, "These machines are unnerving.
Mm-mm-mm.
I hate them."
It's just
Right?
And you hear Minara mumble behind you, "Unnatural."
Yes, exactly.
Unnatural.
You say you hate them?
Yes.
Okay. He says the guy says, yeah, he says, they can be kind of creepy at times. But he says that, they're all generally harmless, he says. He says like, they're good workers too.
Generally.
Plus they'll have minds of their own, he says.
I don't know if
Say
that's a
what now?
comfort or worse.
Say what now? What about the automaton? They have
A mind of their
their
own.
own personalities?
Yeah, they're all like sentient.
Ah.
So
Minora hears that. The first thing she does is start looking at the horses to see if she can see any organic material within them.
No, you don't see any organic material. It's all inorganic.
All right. Had I sensed anything from when I cast the, detect good or evil?
Oh yeah.
Nope, you don't sense any evil.
Damn it.
I was hoping to be evil here.
Damn it. That wad of gunham over there is.
Well, the thing is automatons have their own personalities, which means they they are not detectable by you in terms of if they are good or bad.
Well, if they were, well, I don't know how would that work because yeah, they would have to have some kind of either celestial or fiendish component or origin for me to sense anything.
Yeah. Also,
So in this
it
entire
also,
town, there's not like
It's
I
also-
mean, so I guess the good and evil. It's not necessarily law-abiding citizens. I'm thinking in terms of good and evil in
No.
terms of like society today.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like,
I
is this
wouldn't.
person a murderer? You know, like that.
Yeah.
That.
Well, yeah, it would. Yeah, it would have to be something. Yeah, it would have to be something powerful enough. I wouldn't be able to sense if somebody's thinking about, is like, oh, that guy over there wants to pick that guy's wallet or whatever. I wouldn't. It's nothing like
Gotcha.
that.
It's
Yeah.
based on their inherent good or evil in the state of not exactly alignment, but like their lineage.
Yeah.
And you can, with detect good and evil, you can tell if a spell. I say if they're using magic to make these automatons, you can tell if that magic is base evil or good. Like
Yeah.
if it's a celestial specific kind of spell that only celestials can cast, you would be able to notice that.
Yeah.
But
I'd also be able to notice, like, if a place has been either, like it says, consecrated or desecrated.
right.
Anything, yeah, exactly. Any kind of spell that would cause that kind of a whatever. That's about it.
But you said it detects good and evil, or just evil?
It detects. It says detects good or evil, but it's basically just concentrated on like the. Yeah, I don't know how to. Yeah, I don't know how else to put that. It's like
So if I cast something like I can cast Hellish Rebuke, he could be able to sense, oh, that's a fiendish spell.
Right.
yeah,
Because it's
Yeah.
necrotic damage. No, it's fire damage. But yeah, it would be an infernals type spell because it's fire damage.
yeah, but only if I've cast this thing and I don't was it 10 minutes again?
Yeah,
I didn't
it
see
lasts
it.
for 10 minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Again, I'm trying to wrap my brain around because you said consecrated ground, and that means churches. Holy.
consecrated ground, a burial site can be, whatever consecrated or
They
desecrated.
don't even got churches in this place. It's just all machine.
Yeah, which is weird because I'm a paladin and where'd I come from?
No churches.
Yeah,
It's a non churchy town.
non-churchy town.
No temples. No temples. Anyone?
Right?
Is it they're asking if there's any temples in the town?
Oh, yes, there are. There are multiple temples in the town.
And I'm not sensing any of them.
Well,
I have to be within 60 feet. Never mind.
30 feet. Yeah.
No, it says I thought it said 60.
Oh,
For detect
Yeah,
good
within
and evil?
Yes,
yeah,
60 feet.
you're within 60 feet.
oh, that's weird. They
Yeah.
must have changed it then.
Mm.
Yeah, it's one of the changes for the new PHB. It got extended
Okay.
to 60 feet.
Oh, okay, yeah, because the legacy one says within 30 feet.
Right.
Okay, I gotcha.
Oh, I didn't know. I actually have the original handbook. I got this when I did the when I made my character on D&D Beyond.
So, as far as I know, I guess. I mean, I don't know the new spell, but for the legacy, it says you sense aberrations, celestials, elementals, phase, fiends, or undead.
Okay.
I tell you, I don't. So, I guess technically, I guess rules as written, it doesn't say you detect someone that's good or evil. I think it's like you're detecting good aligned or evil aligned creatures.
Well, creatures are it's basically anything that's affected by any of those uh, conditions or whatever.
Right, but I know like they also took away like creatures aren't inherently evil now with the new edition.
Right. That's yeah.
Sorry,
So
let
it
me.
is. So it is detecting. That's weird. So it detects specific races, but only those specific races. But it says good and evil. So you're going to basically sense the good and the bad
Well,
in them. Good
you're
aligned and the bad aligned. Like
you're trying to detect both, but let me look up because I have the new rule book.
so weird.
Let me look up the spell real quick. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Like it's so confusing to me. I'm so sorry. I'm like again because like you don't want it to be like racist. Like oh you're a fiend and you're. But again, if you can detect good and bad, does that mean they have different feelings? So like, oh, I'm detecting good this or bad that. Or
Okay,
is it
so
just a general
Oh,
like
you're right. It does
I
say 30
sense
foot.
something?
here we go. So this is from the 2024 handbook. For the duration, Celestials, Elementals, Phase, Fiends, and Undead have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. Oh, that's Dispel. I want to detect. Sorry.
Yeah. For the duration. Yeah, the original one says 30 feet.
Yeah, here we go. Detect evil and good. For the duration, you sense the location of any aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of yourself. You also sense whether the hollow spell is active there, and if so, where. The spell is blocked by 1 foot of stone, dirt, or wood, 1 inch of metal, or a thin sheet of lead. So I guess as far as I'm understanding it, you're not really detecting someone's nature. You're detecting creatures.
Well,
Like
yeah.
Their legacy, what they
Yeah.
are, their legacy. So if you
yeah,
cast that in
Okay.
town, you came upon a little 10-year-old kid and he was half fey, you would know that.
yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll say you do detect some fae and some fiends, but you don't know their alignment. I guess you don't know if they're
Yeah.
inherently good or inherently evil. If that makes
Okay.
sense. I'm sorry.
Now it
Come to think of it, it says it's so the title of the spell just says detect good and evil. But the
Mhm.
description doesn't necessarily say if it detects good or evil or both. You know what I mean? Again, like to me, it's almost like the title of the spell is incorrect. I feel like it's leaning towards is there anything bad around here,
Well, it would
and therefore
it's because certain celestials are good or evil. Certain fae are
oh,
good or evil. They can be both. They can be
uh-huh,
you can
uh-huh.
beat two fays and one is good and one fae that's not. Same
And
thing with
so the
celestials.
person, when they use the spell, can they tell the difference
Yes.
yeah.
that the detection that they're getting is a positive good
Yeah.
or a negative
Yeah.
bad
Right.
leaning? Like,
It would
okay, it's different feeling.
it would tell me the core of the what the essence is of it, but it wouldn't tell me like their intentions. It would just
Okay.
say, "Hey, this guy," like for example, Amity. I when we played last time, I detected what was it? I detected again. It was
Fiend.
something.
Her fiend
She's a
heritage.
fiend
Yeah, her
heritage.
fiendish heritage, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't mean that she's a bad person. It just means that I detect that she has this, within herself, and I just whatever.
This
So
is
Yeah.
it's
To
not
me, again, it's interesting. So you do the spell and you detect it. Basically, your thing is like beep 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 beep. You see Amity, but do you get a feeling of oh, this is a fiendish
right. It would be.
thing I'm getting?
It's like a radar. She's a blip on the. They're a blip on the radar, and it just tells me, this is
that she has
This
fiend.
person is
She has
yeah,
fiend ancestry.
detected by good and evil.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
This
again,
person,
it's like
yeah,
so it would tell you, okay, I picked her up based on my visuals. I can tell she's a fiend.
Well, no,
And
you would see her as a tiefling. And with
yeah,
okay,
his spell he would be able to tell what kind of tiefling she was.
yeah.
okay. So it's giving him specifically that as well as good or evil. Because
Right.
it's the
And,
spell would tell you good leaning or bad leaning
So
based on
Yes.
history.
in D&D, good is defined as altruism, respect for life, and concerns for the dignity of sentient beings. Evil is defined as harming, oppressing, or killing others. So, fiends, particularly because they're from the nine hells, they are by default considered evil because they're basically demons, devils, that kind of thing. They're from hell.
Well, let's put this in Slytherin terms. So Draco Malfoy, you can sense that he's Slytherin, but does he come off as good or evil? He
Well,
hasn't killed anybody. Does he come off as good or evil?
Well-
I'm trying to like really understand this stuff. It's so confusing to me.
Slytherin would be a subset of. It wouldn't be so much his house as it would be his.
are you talking about in context of the spell, Kelly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still trying to. Yeah.
So sorry for interrupting you there, George.
No, it's fine.
If you want to continue, I can. Yeah, sorry.
No, it was. I think I took it a little too literally, and I don't think I was going to answer correctly. I was just
Gotcha.
saying, it's like because you're a Slytherin doesn't necessarily mean that you are out to do evil or wrong.
Here, yeah.
Okay, so Daddy and Mommy were Death Eaters.
Okay, here. So let
Maybe
Yeah.
that's along those lines.
I got a really simpler explanation. This spell makes you look at somebody and tell their ancestry, like I've said before. So it would be like me looking at someone in the real world and going, they're part Japanese. They're part white. They're part this. You would be able to tell with this spell what they're part of. If they're even if they're full-blooded, you'd be able to tell if they've got fiend ancestry. You would be able to clock it with this spell, even if they were wearing like a disguise to disguise self and they looked like an elf, but
Okay.
you would
So
see
it's like
you would be able to
heritage.
you would be able to see past the camouflaging magic to see what their essence is.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you couldn't detect whether they're evil or good because detect evil and good isn't detect alignment, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Detect
Oh
alignment.
yeah, it's the title of the spell. I think that's messing with me.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
What's funny is that detect alignment is an actual spell, but it's in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
You
Yeah, it says yeah.
you're not trying to you can't tell if they're a good person or a bad person. You could just based on their ancestry.
You could.
So I think
Yeah.
basically the name of the spell is racist
It's like
because they're
profiling.
saying good and evil, but you're literally only detecting if there's celestials, if there's fiends, if there's elementals or aberrations or undead or fae. You are literally only checking if they are in the area.
Yeah.
If they cannot tell what your alignment is, if you're good or bad.
Well,
Right.
for the lore,
It's because. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say this spell is specifically created because aberrations, celestials, elementals, fays, and fiends are from other planes. They're
Yeah.
not from the common plane where humans and elves and dwarves lived. They're from different planes of existence. So for them to be on this plane is something that you would need to know.
And then another thing too is that before 5. Like one of the big shifts from 5e to 5.5 was Wizards wanted to do away with like so for example in 3.5 in 4 in 5e like a drow is evil like that or like a drow would be like considered chaotic evil or neutral evil or lawful like they were evil, but Wizards felt well no that kind of sounds like, and I agree with Wizards, like I feel like it kind of like I feel like it kind of pigeonholes players and DMs into running creatures a certain way. Whereas with 5.5, creatures really don't have like a natural alignment anymore.
So
Same with monsters and stuff like that. Like now it's kind of like, well, you don't have to run them all as evil now. Like they're not all like naturally evil, if that makes sense.
So the drow specifically has a very big negative connotation on them because when they were created, they were inherently racist. And because of that, they same thing with orcs. It was like they're they were mirrored off of certain races in the real world and got all these negative connotations about personalities and being evil and being violent and all this other stuff. And it was one of the things that a lot of the fandom was trying to do, was to get that changed, because it was completely unfair and it was racist. That's the reason why
Yeah.
Drow.
Racist. Yeah.
So that's why Drow are no longer considered automatically evil. Because when you rolled a Drow to begin with, you would have to have a DM's call of whether or not your alignment was going to be anything more than either lawful evil, neutral evil, or basically evil. Pure evil.
Okay. So back to the spell. It's the title of the spell is
Yeah.
racist.
Misleading. It's misleading.
It's also
Okay.
misleading. Okay.
So,
Okay. You're
yeah.
just texting these
It's-
other plain existent people type things. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And all I was like, okay, can we just agree that it's racist?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I should have just made a ruling and went on. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh no! I mean, this. I mean, I thought this was a very interesting conversation because I really wasn't getting it.
Yeah. It's fine.
Dear Gary Gygax, you're an asshole. You made
He
I'm
actually
having
kind
problems with this.
he kind of was a little bit actually.
Yeah, he was.
Like,
Oh no.
Hey,
Okay.
read some of his history and you'll go, whoa.
Mm. All right.
But anyway, I digress. Back to the game.
I digress. So did detect some things, but nothing blipped.
yeah, like okay, so
Like-
you do like there are like fays and fiends in the city,
Even beans. Okay.
or like or at least within 30 feet of this carriage.
All right,
Yeah.
but nothing intense, nothing that would like set off alarms.
Well, I mean, you like unless like
Hey, we just said what the spell was.
unless
okay,
you just
it's
really
not
fucking
for
hate
racist
like
spells.
fays and fiends, I guess.
Okay.
But
So every time I cast this spell, I get a little more racist. Is that what you're saying?
You just know that those beings are in this area.
Yeah.
You don't know what. There's no. Only if you have personal racism issues towards
Yeah.
fays and beings would you be
Mm,
alarmed.
the-
Because this spell doesn't make
just-
you alarmed. It just tells you, hey,
just-
they're here.
just
Well,
to
I'm gonna be sensitive to evil.
You got
Because-
a problem? These things working?
You got a
Got a
problem?
problem?
just
You gonna cast another racist spell there, Shorty?
also, yeah, the detection also like shows like the person, like one of the people in the carriage is also a tiefling, right? Amber?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just
So,
to
yeah.
just to clarify, the reason why Minara asked that question while we were on the dock is because some automatons can be tied to evil beings, and that's what she was trying to figure out, is if they were good aligned or bad aligned.
What?
Really.
It's not evil because it doesn't detect evil. It just detects if they're on from a different plane.
That's what
we discussed that.
That's what I'm-
It's a racist spell.
That's what.
Well,
No.
I can also like give you like an above table thing about these automatons.
Okay.
Okay, so these automatons, they have a personality quotient. Like they're sentient, but like they don't have like a soul, if that makes sense. Like they're kind of like they're 100% built, like they're 100% made out of metal and wood. And they're sentient, but they have a personality quotient, as in like, they develop a personality as like they get built.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like it's not.
Oh, they're psychotic.
No, like it's not taken from
Soulless
anything.
personality.
Like
Wow.
like they have no concept of good and evil. Like they wouldn't
Schizophrenia. I mean,
like for example, they wouldn't harm somebody because like it's probably built into their personality. Oh, like the 3 laws of robotics. Like Isaac
the
Asimov.
3 laws of robotics. I was about to say. That was one of my things when you said they have personalities and they're sentient. I was going, uh oh.
Okay.
Like I was wondering.
But yeah, but like they don't know what good and evil is because like that's not really taught to them. They just know like
Pick
what
up
to
this-
do and what not
yeah.
to do. Like that's kind of built.
As long as they have the 3 laws of robotics, that's good to know.
Must
Because I had no idea.
if you were to attack one, it would probably defend itself. but it's not going to automatically just like start attacking somebody else or stealing.
So then it can kill.
Well, yeah, like it'll defend itself, but like
It's.
It doesn't have all three laws.
I mean, if you've played Baldur's Gate, you meet an automaton like this in the Mage Tower in the Underdark. So, it is nice to you and it repeats and talks to you, but it won't attack you unless you attack it.
Unprovoked. Okay.
So their
But
base
yeah.
their base source code, and that's it.
So is this the conversation we had all the way to the destination?
So they basically they want to survive, and they're willing to kill to survive, but they won't just kill to kill.
Basically.
So if somebody's trying to destroy them, they will kill to survive.
Well, if they're or if they're influenced by like say like evil magic, I don't know.
Yeah.
Basically, a lot of them are like Sunny from iRobot. If you've watched
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just less.
I did not murder her.
I don't.
That was anger. That was anger.
Okay.
Like I said, like they don't get angry like that. Like they are sentient, but they don't have emotions because they don't have any concept of it. It's not really. It's not taught to them, if that makes sense.
They have a
Yeah.
survivability protocol, but that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right, we got that settled. Right?
Do we?
But
Yeah.
like I said, that's above table. Your characters don't know that.
Yeah.
Dang it! Dang it!
Orkin writes down in a notebook, don't use racist spell around
I'm
Helruna.
still wondering. Helruna is still wondering about them. She still wonders. Okay, they have personalities.
Okay.
We know that from the start. Because when we first got to the dock, we found out that they had personalities. But above the table, we found out they're soulless, and they don't attack people.
And they don't-
only
and they don't-
if, but only for survival. Would they want to harm humans or
Yeah.
others?
But like I said, that was all above table though.
Yep.
Like
Correct.
Yeah.
So all we know is they got personality.
yeah. Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, eventually, like the carriage, like you see, like they get to like an intersection, it's like a four-way intersection. And you see in the middle of the street is an automaton in like a police uniform,
Oh my God.
and he's directing traffic. And
Let's be busy.
yeah, he directs you through traffic, and like you get to like these two large double like iron doors. You see the automaton who's driving the carriage. He gets down. He takes like a key. It's not like a normal key. It's like a wind up key. You see him wind up the door.
Oh
And,
god.
the door, like, which also has like a bunch of like automatons on it, starts like operating, and it shows like two guys like they're spinning like like they're kind of like spinning like gears and stuff like that. And as they're spinning the gears, the door slowly opens, and the carriage goes through, or goes through the doors, and you arrive at the factory.
I turn to Morgan and I go, I wonder if they sleep. Do they eat? I don't know.
Did you ask him that?
Yeah, I'm literally asking Orkin. Yeah, I wonder if they sleep. Do they eat?
You hear the automaton who's driving the carriage. Says he says we do not eat, miss.
I thought a human was driving the carriage.
No, the humans
No,
the humans in
Parker.
the carriage. Yeah.
So what does this
So
say?
he said no, we don't eat, we don't sleep.
Yeah, he says we do not. He says we do not eat. We do not sleep. We do not need it. He says we do not need it like organics do. He says.
How do they get energy? How do they I need to eat to do stuff,
He says we have perpetual. He says we have perpetual motion machines. He says. He says we generate our own energy from doing work.
Ah.
Cool.
I don't get it, but okay. Yeah, Karuna. Perpetual motion. Okay.
Yes.
But
Petrified.
I act like I
motion,
get
got
it. Uh-huh. Okay.
Yes, that I understand. Petrified motion.
No, that's the opposite.
So, what does this factory look like?
It looks like sort of like an old Victorian style factory. You do see like smokestacks on top. It is like belching out like black smoke.
Do we see what they're making?
Not on the outside.
Okay.
You do see like materials, kind of like you do see like there's like a water wheel that's funneling water into the facility.
Hmm.
Okay.
The you see the old you see like the guy. He's he's like in his 50s. He kind of he gets out. He has a little bit of difficulty getting out of the carriage, but he says, "Right this way, please." He has a cane and he also has a limp.
Bedded?
Yeah, yep.
Bedded?
Yeah, yep. And you um you see you see one automaton. The automaton comes out with a wheelchair which he gets into.
Mm.
And yeah,
How old is this guy? What was it?
50 something?
he's like 55, 56.
Oh, okay.
As I'm watching him walk, can I see if I can tell what's wrong with him?
Yeah, if you want to roll me a medicine check.
Yeah.
Right or no?
Right, it would be medicine.
Roll me a medicine check.
That's a 17. That's 11 plus 6.
Okay, yeah, you probably know he has probably like severe arthritis.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But I don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, you could reveal it to the party if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Hey, this man's
How
got
rude.
arthritis.
Yeah, really loud.
Rude.
Echoes.
Right.
I turned to Orkin. I bet you he's seen a lot of battles. You know?
Yeah, with obesity.
Oh my
Ooh.
god.
I hope you said that quietly.
I did not say that at all.
But like, it probably would have echoed because there's not a lot of insulation in this.
Yeah.
Bounced off the front of the factory.
In fact, I'm gonna say he looks like this guy because this guy was awesome from the game.
Oh my god, he looks like Oscar.
Right.
Oh, it hasn't loaded yet. Oh, I'm sorry.
He looks like this guy. From Resident Evil Village.
Oh no, oh no.
Oh god.
So many battles.
Mm-hmm.
Is that him getting out of the cart?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Because we'll
See,
follow.
the thing is the carriage, it has the normal door on the side, the regular size one, but this carriage also has the double door open in the back as well.
Yeah. Yep. That's how he gets out, was through the back.
So we follow him up his door. Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can follow him out either door, but yeah.
Were we pushed into the corners of the cabin?
Huh?
Were we pushed into the corners of the
I
cabin?
was sitting next to him.
No,
Where's next to him?
There's ample room in there.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of like built for him specifically.
It's an extra wide cart.
Yes.
I like the Duke. He's funny. He's great.
Yeah.
I think Mina was like psychic. She just immediately knew she was sitting up there with Oscar. Like she didn't even see inside when she said, "I'm gonna sit up there."
Yeah, I'm going to the jump
How
ship.
did you know?
You know what, guys? You go ahead and sit in the cab. I'll be up top
Mm.
with the air.
Minora wanted to get the lay of the land. That's why she was up there.
Uh huh.
Yeah, do you follow me to the factory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go into the factory. As you go into
He's being wheeled in a wheelchair by a different automaton, like Oscar. Like we're saying goodbye to Oscar now.
yeah, you see Oscar. He's like tending to the robotic horses. He's kind of like petting them, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Oh my god. Scrape.
I have so many questions about automatons that Calhoun is just like, I just Wanna know.
You know what? Out of curiosity, I don't know if it's gonna work. Can I cast speak with animal
Oh.
on the robot horse?
Mark.
Sure, you can do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Nay, nay, nay.
Oh my god.
No horse thing. I remember Mina did something in front of there was no like organic material with them, and they're soulless. But we don't know that. We don't know that. I apologize. I forgot. I didn't know.
Yeah, so I sort of, like hold my hand out a little bit, like near one of the mechanical abomination horses, and I say something in Druidic, like softly, because I don't want it to like echo like Orkin's comment did. Because I just want to speak with this mechanical horse.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, you just want to speak. Which horse do you want to talk to? Horse
Number one.
Number 1 or number 2?
Yeah, horse number 1. Okay.
Yes, number one.
Yeah, you cast you cast speak with animals, and what do you say?
I say,
How's it hanging?
hello there. Can you talk with me?
The horse, like like the automaton horse, looks up at you, and he says, and the horse says, yes, this one can talk with you. He says.
Oh my gods, they can speak. Everyone, they can speak.
The horse says, "Well, we're automatons. Of course, we can speak."
Wait, the horses is
It's just-
speaking
it's-
common?
Yeah, the horse is just speaking.
Or the
all the
horse
time.
neighing right now?
only I can hear this right now.
No,
Well,
no.
no, we would hear the English or the common, wouldn't we?
Yeah, well, the horse is speaking just normal common because it's an automaton.
Oh.
Why did I
The
cast
spell didn't work.
So you
Well, 'cause
basically.
you-
you
So I'm gonna.
you didn't
I'm just.
know.
I want to give. I want to give. I want to give Amity a thumbs up. Lean over to Helruna and says, "What the hell is happening?"
Probably for us.
do,
Probably for
do
us
I
all.
sense- do I sense that the spell is not what's causing them? Like, I'm gonna look around and like see if like the others are hearing the horse speak too.
I feel like you wouldn't know. Like, I feel like you'd think the spell's working because it's talking to you.
So do we have to give her
We're
a whole?
going the horse.
So who's
Uh-huh.
gonna go to Amity and say, "Oh, sweetie"? No, no. They're speaking English or commons.
Common.
Yeah.
Like I'm just having like this, kind conversation with this machine animal, trying to understand it, so I'm not like hateful towards it for no reason. And I think I'm the
Alright.
only one that's talking to it.
Oh no.
Amity, Helrina has a question for you to ask the horse.
Yes. What?
Ask the horse if they can actually feel pressure, like when somebody is petting them. Do they actually feel it, or they just know it's happening? Like with their eyesight.
I mean, when the horse like hear her question, and
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, but you don't know that we can hear them. You still think that you're the only one that can hear them.
That's why. That's
Yeah,
why
but-
I'm saying to Amity to ask.
like,
Ask the
alright,
horse.
my large friend here with the pink hair wants to know. Can you feel when someone pets you?
So the horse kind of like doesn't go limp, but like it has to think for a second, and you kind of hear like the hard drive in his head spinning,
Oh my god.
and like after like a few seconds it says he says the sensors within us, he says the sensors we're built with, he says, can simulate what it's like for that, he says, but he says no, we can't, like, he says, but the horse says no, we don't physically like feel that, he says, it's just like the sensors like simulate what it might feel like, he says.
Like
Oh my
it's
God.
registering that it is being touched right now, but it doesn't have like the feelings of being touched.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
Amity, what did the horse say?
Do you say it out loud?
Yeah.
The horse says, the horse says like, I don't. He says I don't have human emotions. He says, but he says I don't see it as sad. He says we kind of
How do
see.
I know?
He says like I mean like we don't feel pain. He says, and he says pain isn't simulated for us. So
Mm.
that seems more like a
Then,
blessing than anything.
then are you truly alive?
The horse again thinks for a second, and he says, "I think, therefore I am."
Oh my god. Okay, so hesitantly, I think Emily will reach out to pet the horse, like kind of like she would with a regular one, but just it's very hesitantly.
Yeah, it's
A
just
flesh horse.
it's just like a cold metal horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels like cold metal.
Oh.
Ask the horse. Ask the horse if it likes to be pet. It's to find out if it likes to be pet.
I think
Like,
Halruna's got.
as I'm petting the horse,
Curious.
yeah, I ask, is this enjoyable for you?
The horse says, yeah, it's okay. Like
Yeah, it's fine. It's alright. It's whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, what a. While this is going on, I am slowly petting my mace,
okay.
just in case.
It has feelings.
It has
Feel it.
feelings.
Like after a few moments, I pull away, like kind of having an understanding of automatons, but like still being very creeped out by them.
Mm.
Like specifically the I think therefore I am part. That was kind of
Well, like I mean, that's the best way I could explain it, if that makes sense.
yeah.
For them
No,
being
yeah.
alive,
Okay.
like they
I
think
love
they're
this. I
alive,
can't wait to ask more questions down the road.
Yeah. It's like the funny thing is like Amity went over there to get information, and Halruna asked just as many, I think, if not one more or two more questions than she had. Hey, while you're over there, ask if it can see in color. And does it smell? Can it smell garlic?
God. As Emily walks away from the horse, I go to the two, and I'm curious. I'm like, so, what did it sound like when it was speaking with me? What did you hear?
We didn't hear anything about it, We didn't hear anything.
I thought they
Right?
We did it. We did it.
No, we did.
What?
Because we did.
What I heard was beep boop boop beep beep boop.
That's racist.
No.
Wait, so they did or they didn't hear it speak?
They were
speaking
speaking common.
So it's at this realization, I'm like, what? I just
You were so enthralled. We didn't want to step on your moment.
you didn't think to tell me.
Well, it was.
It was going so well. We didn't want to,
Yeah, it was going so
I
well.
an entire ritual. I pet a cold horse, and you said nothing.
Well, I mean, you already did the spell, so it was already fine. So there's no takesy backsies with the spell.
No takesies passes.
When I get the chance, I'm going to isolate myself and meditate and calm down. And then I just end it with like, I don't know how Druid swear, but I see something like they can't understand, but it sounds very annoyed.
Yeah.
I turned to Orc and I'm like, I don't know what she's mad about. I mean, we got her questions answered. I know so much more now about automatons.
Well, we know that they speak common. We just didn't inform
Even
her.
the animals, apparently.
Yeah. It's like this whole time she's like, we should have not said anything. She should have just walk up to certain, a robot chicken and say bok 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 bok.
Right.
It's like just shh, just let this happen.
Let her do what she needs to do.
Yeah.
Right.
She just.
The old man, by the way, he's been inside for like a good 10 minutes now, waiting for you guys.
My Lenara's standing by the door looking at all this going,
What
okay.
the-
He's in a chair. He's relaxing. He's fine.
Right.
What the
Gonna-
hell is wrong with you guys? Let's
There
go.
goes one. There goes one of my spell slots.
It was worth it. It was worth it to find out.
Right,
Joe,
how do I mark that in
D&D Beyond.
D&D?
Yeah. There should be boxes where it shows
Yeah.
like first level, second level, third level.
Yeah.
In the spell section, and then usually what happens is if you hit cast, that'll mark it for you, or you can just mark it if you forgot
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
You know, like me, I have to mark off my racist spell.
to. And then when you take a long rest, it'll remove all those
Okay,
check marks.
that's handy.
Yeah.
I like
Uh-huh.
that bit. That was fun.
Are we going inside now?
Yeah, you're all going inside now.
Oh yeah, hey.
I suppose so.
Just storm by us. You're a bunch of pricks.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, okay, yeah. So you all head inside, and you do see the older gentleman. He is entering an elevator, which goes up. And
What
then
the hell is this contraption?
And then on the ground floor, you see like an assembly. You see like 6 different assembly lines of automatons making other automatons.
Oh my god.
The automaton assembly line is it's stuck in place, like they can't move. If that makes sense. But they are making other automatons. Like you see, like some are making legs, some are making heads, some are making feet, stuff like that.
Like their bottoms are like their bottom
Are welded
whatever.
to the
They're
floor.
like attached to the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're not attached to the ground. They're attached to the machine itself. Let's see if I can find the picture.
And we're on the second level now.
You have not entered the second level yet.
Oh, okay.
No, I was gonna say he got into an elevator and just took off. As
So
far
we'll
as I
take-
know.
Yeah, but there is like a flight of stairs to your right, like metal stairs.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess like they're not really anchored to the ground, but they're anchored to like a thing that's on the ground. I guess if that makes sense.
Ah.
This is what it looks like.
Oh my god. I like how one has a top hat.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, they all have top hats,
Oh my god.
Oh, I thought it was a jetpack.
and then each one, like each line is assembling different. Like one's assembling legs, heads. Like one is
I was
head.
gonna say their bottom hats don't even look like they're like legs. It looks like it's just like a base. Like
Well, that's what it is. Because here's some concept art for the thing shows it.
okay. Yeah, like so it's just basically they can rotate back and forth upper body, boom, boom. Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh.
That's
Yep.
what it looks like. Yeah.
Yep. You'd think the hats would get in the way.
Yeah.
Right.
Does this factory
Why don't
only
they bother to get-
2 stories?
Yeah. Yeah. The factory's 2 stories tall.
All right. I guess when he goes up the elevator, I guess we'll take the stairs.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you get up there, you see him being wheeled into an office. Wheeled into an office that has his name on it.
Mhm.
But
Right.
yeah. Did you go in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. So he sees you come into the office and he welcomes you into his office. It's more comfortable looking than like what the carriage was and stuff like that. Like you see like a bearskin rug. There's like a couch and like some seats where you can sit at. And he motions for all of you to take a seat.
When
Minar-
Amity's taking a seat, she
Yeah.
purposefully does not step on the bearskin rug.
Okay.
And Minar takes the seat as close to the door as she can get.
Yeah. Say it again. The door. What?
Minar takes whatever seat is closest to the door.
Okay. It's probably just like part of the. It's like the couch part. Like it's like a three. Like it's like a. It's just like a long couch.
Are you on the arm of the couch? Like you're like not even really comfortable seat. Like I'm about to out.
She's on the ottoman.
Right. Yeah. The but he he offers like refreshment. Like you see like a female looking automaton and like in like in clothing like looking kind of like what is it? You know who Zatanna is?
Yes.
No.
DC comic.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah. Never mind.
Zatanna.
Yeah. So you know who Zatanna is? You know, kind of like it's like a like what are the clothing called for like waiters and waitresses for like specifically that type of outfit?
Don't
That's
know.
her outfit. What she looks like she wears is what the Playboy bunnies used to wear back in the day when they would serve people just with a little tuxedo jacket over it with like coattails.
That's what she's wearing, like
Yeah.
this. Yeah. That's what the automaton's wearing. Yeah. I couldn't think of the term tuxedo, I'm sorry.
I immediately know all I need to know about this man.
Yeah.
And you have a really nice office for yourself here.
Also,
Wow.
if anyone's not feeling this, I can change it too, by the way.
No, it's
It's okay. It's part of his
Fine.
personality.
Gotcha. But yeah, so the robot kind of walks around, the automaton walks around, offers refreshment. It asks tea, or like it asks like your beverage of choice.
Minar will ask for tea.
You see like the automaton pour you like a cup of tea.
Ooh.
She says enjoy.
And when she hands her the tea, you guys will see Minora pull out a little pin from her hair and stick it in the tea. She swirls it around, takes it out, looks at it, sticks it back in her hair, and then takes a sip.
But yeah, so the guy
She was cleaning her hairpin, guys. That was her cleaning it.
Checking for
A little
poison.
greasy.
Checking for poison.
Uh,
so
Because it's a silver hairpin.
oh gotcha. Yeah, no, it's not poisoned. It's just normal tea.
got any ale?
But you
Or
guys
is that just not like an office thing?
Yeah, but that's not something new. You guys have always seen her do that. Anytime somebody hands her a drink to drink out of, you always see her check it.
I always thought she was just really cleanly.
Mm.
Like just super clean, squeaky clean.
You asked for ale, you said?
Yeah, you got any ale? Wine. You got wine? Ale? Wine? Something with a little spirit?
Yeah, it says it says they have some gnomish wine.
Yes.
The
I shall have some of that.
okay.
Fair lady.
Yeah, the automaton pours you a glass of it and hands it to you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
The automaton then goes and stands by the desk. And as he talks, so so the guy begins to talk, and he says, he says anyway, he hands you some files and he hands you some files and some contracts, and the automaton passes them out. And he says these files, he says, are like this is the last known location, of the sun. He says, and the files are all the same. It's just for the four of you to like, so you don't have to share one, if that makes sense.
And Minara will immediately open it and start looking at it.
Okay, yeah.
I have a question because I completely forgot. When we first walked in and we saw the assembly lines, you said they were not running. Is that correct?
No, they are running.
They are running. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
He said they were stuck, but he meant like the actual people.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So there is like some outside noise. coming in like from the downstairs.
So contracts, one for all of us to look at. Is that what you said?
They're 4 different contracts.
Oh,
But so yeah. So do you read your contract?
Yeah, Minara does.
Yeah. So the contract says insert name here. Says like we'll find we'll try and find Anna Vorarlberg's son. And it says like insert like not insert name here. It says Hans Vorarlberg is the son's name, and then it just kind of reads like just kind of like a normal contract, like like you won't break contract, you won't do anything.
vernacular.
Yeah, like you just
contractual.
Like you won't do anything
Please.
illegal or whatnot, I guess.
It's a standard.
So there's going to be a lot of words that Helruna does not understand.
And then it says and then it shows like a sign here at the bottom, like if you agree to these terms and conditions. And then it says, but it also says at the bottom that if Hans Rollberg is found, a payment of 10,000 gold each for each to each person will be given on delivery of the VIP. It says
of 10,000. Of 10,000 what?
gold.
Gold.
10,000 electrum.
No.
So if we don't find the heir, we get nothing.
Pretty much. You get jack shit if you don't find them.
Is there any way we can get a little upfront so we have money to pay for the way to get there? Like,
he says Anna Vorarlberg thought of this, and he gives all of you 100 gold each.
Hey.
Yes.
Okay, add.
This will help.
Gold. Yeah.
Well, that means at the end we'll get 9.
You'll get
what?
Well, he's giving you 100 gold each. Huh?
I said, what's the math for, kid? Because he's so good at math.
Math of what? The 100 gold?
Yeah, we're supposed to get 10,000, but then we're getting 100 now. So how much left is that? How much left is that? Well,
we're getting. Wait a minute. Are we getting 10,000 gold on top of the 100 or no?
Ooh.
Yeah.
So it'll be 10,100 gold. Helruna, if that's your real name.
100 gold is the travel
you can add. You just can't subtract. Okay.
I can subtract.
If it wasn't, it'd be
900
gold.
Okay.
I would like to look, like squint my eyes and try to find print on the contract.
You find the fine print.
Oh, there's fine print.
Do we have what do they have like spectacles here? I think Amity's having a hard time reading her contract. You have spectacles.
You know, I'm just making sure we're not tricked.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna hold my contract up to my face too. Trying to look at real close to see if I can see anything.
The guy says no tricks, nothing like that. He says he says just a standard find and retrieval contract. He says.
What if we do find him and he's expired?
Well, he says like if you find a grave, you mean, or like you find a ditch in a dead
or grave, body. Either one.
Does it say dead or alive? Does it say alive only? Does it?
No, they just want they just want to know if he's dead or alive.
Okay.
But it tells you that if he says if it is dead, we do need like
proof.
Yeah, so he says like you might have to bring the body with you. He says.
However, not that's your job. You're strong enough.
So.
Well,
so basically, in order to get paid, you need a body. Live or dead, but you want a body. That's how we get paid.
Yeah, he says perfectly alive, he says.
Wait, so we're going to bring you back a dead body and not get paid?
No, he says he's trying to he's trying to be polite, but he's also kind of getting exasperated.
I'm
He's
very
like,
basic.
he says okay. He says no. So we don't know if he's dead or alive. Preferably, if you find him alive, bring him back alive. But if he's dead, bring back his body so we can verify that he's no longer with us.
But we still get $10,000, right? I mean, sorry, gold pieces. I apologize.
He says yes, as long as you bring back proof of him being, as long as you bring him back either alive, preferably, or if he's already dead, and you bring back his body, you'll get the 10,000 gold.
What if he chooses not to come back?
Then we're
Well,
screwed.
then you get nothing.
Yeah.
Oh.
What if we got a letter? What if we got a letter from him with his signature on it saying that he does not want to come back?
He said he wants a
Body.
body.
He says he says he's free to do what if he doesn't want to come back, it's unfortunate, but he says like it's easy to fake a letter and a signature. He says
Exactly. He wants a body.
he says if he decides that I need him here to tell me that himself
Yes.
for you guys
A
to
body.
get paid. He says
Okay.
and he says
No body, no gold.
and he says also he says no killing. He says he says he says
What are you
also
talking about?
he says you can't kill him either and bring the body back.
Oh, you're diabolical.
We would never.
I never would have thought of that.
Would you prefer that we found him dead?
He says I prefer him alive, but like he says if you-
Inside check.
he says
Inside check.
yeah, roll me an insight check. Everyone who wants to roll an insight check, roll an insight check.
I got a natural
Oh.
20.
Tell the truth.
That's
Oh, he is telling the truth?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a 25 for me. So
Oh,
16.
damn. I got 23. Had to show me up, didn't you?
Essentially, what he's saying is that like if you find if you find him alive, he needs to stay alive. Essentially,
All right. But he doesn't.
Yeah.
So because I think Organ was trying to check to see if he was being genuine, like if he has any personal stake
Yeah.
in like like if he's just saying it for like mouth speak, just be like, hey, no, yeah, we want him back alive, but he's deep down he's like, if he doesn't come back alive, like maybe he's gonna be the one who gets the company. Like that, I think that's what Orkin was going for. Like,
Yeah, I was trying to see his
he's a
motivation.
baller right now in his office with his lady bot and like her lady bits out. Like,
Oh my
I
god.
mean they're not really out. Like the tower is closed.
oh, I know. Just saying that. Just saying that.
I mean, yeah, I guess the guy's like a little bit of a creep, but he's not like
He's just he's a socially acceptable creep.
yeah, exactly.
and we look over the contracts and everything's pretty standard, right? So
Yeah, it's just like a standard like work contract.
Yeah.
Essentially, you
Is
guys
everybody signing?
yeah,
Any other questions before we sign? Can we add things or anything?
yeah. Minara signs hers.
Well, that was
Overall
fast.
sign?
Yeah, Emily is hesitant, but she does sign hers, and while she does, she says, this isn't the payment part. This is still the most gold I've ever held. And
He
she
said-
signs it.
He says, well, if you find him, you'll be able to hold even more gold. He says.
So Minara will look at the whatever his name is, Beirut or whatever, and ask him if he has a dossier on any information regarding where this guy's at.
Yes, well, that's where those case files were that he gave that was also passed to you.
Okay.
So if anyone who's opened it or anyone who wants to look, it says that his last known location was Oakmont University, or not University, Oakmont Asylum. That's where he was like sent to, if that makes sense. After the accident. Yeah.
I am going to cast that thing again.
What thing? Detect evil and good.
My racist spell.
Detect evil and good.
Yeah, detecting to see, yeah, good and evil or whatever. Like, is he within like my range?
Yeah. Everything in here is like 30 feet.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
How far are you from Amity?
from Amity,
Yeah.
I'd be like basically just near everybody. I don't know.
Yeah, 30 feet.
Well, because the only thing you sense is Amity.
Okay, so
I said
but
he
he's
was human earlier, so that he
is
seemed
he?
human.
Yeah, but he's in my range, and I'm not picking up anything.
Yeah, no, he's just a normal human.
Okay, all
Not
right.
from another plane.
Well, I was just trying to see if there was anything going on that might have been, you know, you know, red flag him as a bad guy or whatever.
Well,
This racist spell
Yeah, I
only
know.
detects.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying is like if like there was like I was just trying to detect if there was any kind of any kind of evil or good influence or whatever.
You need that alignment. Isn't that what you guys said?
That's not. It's not. I'm
You
looking to see if he's affected by anything that would cause an aura of fiendishness or.
no, nothing like that. No.
Okay, all
Has
right.
he been drinking
I
fiendish
mean,
blood? Is that what you're?
I guess if you wanted to say if he was detected by anything evil, probably capitalism.
Yeah.
I like it.
Greed.
I
One of
like
the
it.
7 deadly sins.
Mm-hmm.
Greed.
Also probably gluttony too. But
Yeah.
you know what though?
All right. So,
It's his life. I'm not going to hold it against him.
right.
So Minara, she reads.
Tell Runa. Sorry.
I was gonna say that Minara's reading through the dossier.
Okay. Helruna has signed her contract and hands it to Fetid. And when he looks at it, where it says sign, it's the letter H and then a smiley face.
Okay. Yeah. The automaton collects all of your contracts when you sign them, and she puts them on the desk. He looks them over, um, and he looks at yours, Halvor, and he says, "Ah, very nice. I like the personal touch on it." He says,
I make sure to sign mine with Amity. Not my name, my real name.
"Right, gotcha. Yep." And he says, "Good." He says, "Looks like these are all in order." He says, "Fantastic." He says, he's as he says that, you see Oscar kind of step into the room, and he says, "The transport is all ready to go, sir." He says, and the Fetid then says, "Oh, excellent," and he says, "If you'll follow Oscar, he'll show you to what you'll be taking to try to find this, to try to find Hans." He says.
Okay.
Helruna downs her drink and hands it back to
Ladybot.
Fair Lady and hands it back to her. Here you go. Thank you.
Yeah. She doesn't say anything. She just takes it. Um, but yeah. Do you all follow Oscar?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you follow Oscar. He leads you to the elevator, which is powered by two automatons. The way they the way it works is that one crank goes up, one crank goes down. So you see the left one, as you guys go down, like it's kind of like doing it's reversing it, if that makes sense. And it takes about a minute, but you eventually reach the bottom floor of the place. And Oscar, he takes you to because there's four different paths for this area, for this factory, and he leads you to the second path, and it looks like it's a large station.
Ooh.
I glance over at Nina and I say, do we get to keep those folders, those files with the information about
Yeah.
the body?
She looks at him and just nods and says, "I tucked it. I've got it."
Okay.
Yeah. After you do that, oh, sorry. Were you gonna say something, Kelly?
No, I was just checking if we got to keep the files about the body that we're looking for.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah.
She's really stuck on the whole fact that it's a body that we're getting. She hasn't really thought about anything about like persuasion. Like none of that stuff is in her mind. We're going to go and pick
Oh
this
my
body up,
God.
live or dead, and we're bringing it back.
Right.
That's it.
I gotcha. But yeah. You see. You see. Oh, what am I thinking? Oh, right. So as he leads you to this place, you see like puffs of like white smoke emitting in the air, and as you get closer, um, you see that you also hear the sound of what sounds like a train whistle.
Okay,
And
Alruna's mouth is just wide open because she's just like, what is this?
he leads you to a train.
Oh.
Steam powered.
Are there tracks?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, okay. I thought maybe it was just like, okay.
Is it a flying train?
It is not a flying train.
Like a
It,
car
it,
like train.
it is also not steam powered. It is like you see. So what you'll see is this is what you see. You'll see Oscar. He kind of like motions for you to like step on the train. He kind of shows you where like the passenger compartment is,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see him. He walks over to like an area. Like spins like a little wheel. A little like four pronged key comes out. A little thing on the train opens up, and he turns it, which like turns like the crank of the in the train, and you hear the train kind of power up. Power up.
And did Minora would probably try to check see how many cars were on the train before she got on.
It's just so it's a coal car in case like it needs to have coal,
Mm-hmm.
like the engine, and then just like a passenger train.
Okay.
So we're in the passenger train, I take it.
Yep.
So it's the engine, the coal car, a passenger car, and then what the caboose, I guess.
It looks like.
Good old caboose.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Minora will probably try to find a seat about halfway through in the middle of the guest car.
Yeah. So the guest car, like it's a large car. You see that there are four different beds in like the sleeping section. They are like they're like they're not what's under queen double, right?
Full.
There's a
Full.
there's a full, a twin, a double.
Yeah, it's under queen, but like it's not like it's like a
I think
double
full
bed.
is just, I think it goes twin, double, full, then queen. So I think full is right under queen. I think that's what you're thinking
Yeah,
of.
full.
But they're all full size.
Does the
Yeah.
passenger have windows to see outside, or is it just all closed in?
Yeah. Yep.
Do we know how long the trip's going to be?
Ask Oscar.
Who are you asking?
Well, is it in the dossier? Do we know how far away we're going to this place, or?
It doesn't say how far away it is. I mean, you could ask Oscar, who's going to be piloting the train.
Okay, I will ask Oscar.
Okay. He says Oakmont Asylum is 100 miles away. He says.
Ooh.
So he says
Oh
it'll
my
probably
God.
take. He says going the speed we're going to go. He says it'll probably take a couple of days. He says.
Okay.
Oh,
What?
great. Couple of days in a metal death trap.
Actually, sorry, not
I was gonna say, how
not,
fast is this train or
not-
slow?
sorry, not 100 miles, 500 miles away.
500.
He says it'll probably take about a couple of days. He says we can make 250 miles in one. Should make 250 in one day. He says.
Okay.
Mm.
I just need to know how much I have to hunker down in my little bedded area.
How How much can you unpack? Is it worth it?
Yeah, basically, it's like, I have all these like religious symbols. I got to put them all around my bed in like a certain order, or I won't be able to close my eyes because that's OCD. I don't know what that is.
Well, Oscar tells you. Oscar tells you that. He tells you that. Well, he says it just depends on if we find my creator or not. He says.
Your creator?
He's,
Whoa.
he says yeah. He says unfortunately Anna Vorarlberg wasn't blessed with the knowledge of how to make automatons. And
So the
Uh,
air made them.
yeah, he says Oscar says yes. The air would send like the air would send like schematics back, which then they would make. But he says unfortunately Anna Vorarlberg never had the mechanical blessing how to make these. He said she was a wonder at business, but just not in the mechanics side of the thing. He says.
So
No.
we're not just trying to find the location, the whereabouts of a person. We're trying to find the person that will be able to create more automatons.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
Oh,
He's
okay,
he's the designer, and we need to go find him.
understood.
Yep.
So weird.
So
How Runa is so like confused. Like,
As-
so
as
weird.
I
How do you
said-
build a personality? Like, I know they have personalities.
as Emily sits on the train, she kind of like leans over to Jesus Christ, all leans over to the others. And I'm like, I'm starting to wonder how affected he was by his incident if he can manage to make that.
it's a good question.
Well, I mean, it because he's kind of like a savant, I guess, if that makes sense.
But we don't know that.
Well, right, yeah, this is out of character.
He's like Sandal from Dragon Age.
Yep. Enchantment.
Yeah, kind of.
Enchantment!
Yeah.
Okay. Minara's gonna kind of think about halfway through the guest car and kind of like heavily study the dossier that we got.
Are these full beds? Are they like spread out, or are they like on top of each other, like bunks,
Yeah, they would be bunks
lofted?
on a train. They would.
Huh?
Yeah, they would be bunks on a train.
Are the full beds, are they spread out or like against the wall, or some of them have to be one on top of the other, so it's like a bunk or loft?
No. So it's think of it kind of like a military barracks. Like, so for example, like they're not bunks, but like there's also not a lot of room through the middle. There's probably like maybe like 1 to 2 feet in the middle width that you can pass through.
Uh-huh.
But like yeah,
So the beds are like the heads are against the walls,
yeah,
and the feet are in the middle, kind of a thing. Okay.
there's two on each side. And there's also like a and like at the ends of the bed are at the ends of each bed is like a trunk for people to use.
Is there
Um,
is there a mess on this train?
like a mess hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. It's not really a mess. It's more like a kitchen, I guess. But yeah,
I was gonna say maybe like in the corner or whatever, there's like a kitchen area.
yeah. It's like so the passenger car is like so the passenger car is there's like one bathroom with like a shower in it. There is the four beds. Well, actually, no, that's a lie.
They have showers here?
Technically, there are five beds, but like one's like a singular bed where Anna was gonna sleep, but she died. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So technically, there are five beds. One is a twin size bed though. It's smaller. Um, that's where she was gonna sleep. But now there's four beds though. Um, sorry. Yeah, I was getting confused there for a minute. I'm sorry. But yeah, so there's a shower, there's a bathroom, the beds are in the middle, and then at the end of the thing is like a kitchen, like a small kitchen. It's like a sink, an oven, a stove slash oven, stuff like that. But it's not gas powered. It's like it's like a wood fire oven that like
Right.
does have like a smokestack sticking out of the top.
Right. Who knows how to
A
cook?
sink. Is there a faucet?
Yeah, yep,
There's a hand, like
Holy.
it'd be like a manual hand pump, well pump kind of thing.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Haruna's not used to like wells and pumps up there in the mountains. She's like, oh, this is fancy. I've never seen this before. We're
Also,
used to using buckets and waters from like.
something else you probably would have heard about Valladolid either on the way there or just in passing is that it's one of the most like modern type cities, if that makes sense.
A lot of industrial engineering.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So like
Yeah.
there's more technology. Like magic is less used. I mean, I shouldn't say less used. Like magic still exists, but it's not used for everything like in other cities. I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, this is my like my Kelly ignorance in terms of for some reason I just thought everybody was like medieval times with their like, you know, showers, like plumbing. Is that a thing? Are they a
Yeah.
toilet? Like to me, I didn't think they had that. But
they had plumbing
also,
and
I know Helena was raised in the mountains where they don't have plumbing. You know,
they had plumbing in ancient Greece in like the 11th century. So yeah, and this is based off medieval times, which is the 13th through the 17th century. So yeah, they would have running water and
so,
aqueducts and stuff like that.
like aqueducts. Okay,
Yeah. And
but
like
they don't have
shower
showers.
houses.
Do they have showers?
They did shower houses, but like they were more like
Gotcha.
They were
Yeah.
they were gravity filled, so there was
Yeah.
a big water barrel on the roof of the house, of the roof of the building, and water was gravity fed. But with
I
but with
sorry.
on a train like this, it would be kind of like they would have a water reservoir under the train, and you would use the mechanical pump
Yeah.
to pump the water up into the sink.
Gotcha. That I
I,
love it. I love that you know this stuff.
well, I,
Thank you.
I literally just had a manual pump put on my well, so if this power goes out and we get a bad snowstorm, I could still get water out of my well. All I gotta do is go out there and pump it out by hand
Mm.
instead of using electricity.
Also, I'm kind of George Lucasing it a little bit too. Like, essentially, it's kind of like this is like yeah, technically it's the Forgotten Realms, but at the same time though, like it's my own version of it, and it's like if I
Mhm.
want there to be like plumbing and stuff, then there is. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it's more
So,
like
so this is definitely new for Elruna for sure.
it's not as advanced as say like modern plumbing is,
Mhm.
but like
Mhm.
compared to like maybe other parts of Faerun or the Forgotten Realms, it is more advanced, I guess. Also,
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah, I like to consider plumbing as like a thing in like the D&D universe. Like it just speeds things along. You know what I
So
mean?
Helruna wants to go take a shower because she's
I
never
mean,
taken one before.
she would need help.
Yeah.
Well, is it like you got to pump the entire time you're in the shower to like keep the water running? Is there
Uh,
hot and cold? Is it all cold?
no, it's hot and
Is
cold.
there an automaton in there to help me?
Wait, do you want to check it out?
I would like to take a shower in a while. And I've never showered before. I'm so excited about the concept of being water just flowing all over me. How do I get clean like that? This is amazing. I'm used to like dunking in a river.
Yeah, you hear Minara mumble under her breath. It's an indoor waterfall.
Oh, yeah, want that. I do that. I go to there and I close the door and you hear fumbling around in there.
Yeah.
Right?
Do we hear this? Because I'm going to. If we hear you fumbling around there and you were saying, I might need some help, I'm going to turn to Amity. And
How do I get this contraption? Is there an automaton for this?
Okay. Yeah. See, are you yelling this from the room? Because I'm going to look to the other two. I'm going to look to the other two and go say, "Hey guys, not it."
Right.
Well, I've heard do it, so I have no idea what she's doing.
Yeah.
There's like no pictures of like what to do. I have no idea.
Just play with the dials. You'll figure it out.
Turns it to max temperature.
Hot. Oh, that's nice. Okay, cool.
So I guess I'm assuming there's like maybe a pull cord or something. And the water comes down. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I mean, I can describe it if you want me to.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do we work this?
Well, okay. So
we're gonna figure it out.
So did you open the door to go in there?
Oh yeah, I've been in there.
Okay, yeah. So you open the door. I assume you close it too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
Alruna is private. She believes in privacy.
Okay, yeah. So you see like just like a bathroom sink. You see soap. You do see like a lavatory, like a toilet, stuff like that. And you do see a shower, and the shower does have like a privacy curtain. It's like it's like one of those glass ones. And
glass.
And to the side of it, you see a book of matches, and you see a small automaton. And you see like a small automaton, like kind of like sorry, trying to think. You see a small automaton, like
the size of Yoda. Oh my god!
No, even smaller than that. It looks more like kind of like.
Hello.
It looks like
Hello.
It looks like even thimble sized.
Thimble. Oh my lord!
Oh my god!
And you see above it is like a tank.
Okay.
And there are instructions on there. It's like the instructions are in like different languages, like common, undercommon, dwarvish, elvish, stuff like that, orcish. And it says, fill tank with water, and then light fire, and then like this is then use matches with automaton. It says.
Okay, so I gotta fill the tank. I need water. Do I have to pump my own water?
Yeah. You just you pump water into the tank where there's like a little.
Okay. Okay. And the little tiny automaton is there for questions. If I need help, I can ask. Is it a talking automaton?
Do you talk to it?
Hi there. I'm sorry, I said hi earlier. Hi there. Hi.
So the automaton is very small. It doesn't have a voice modulator, but it does kind of bow to you.
Oh,
Also,
I bow back to you.
Also, everyone else, like these walls are kind of thin, so you all hear Helruna talking, and like you don't hear them talking back.
Like Emily furrows her hair. I'm like, who in the hell is she talking to?
I don't want to know.
Talking to the shower.
Is she talking to herself?
But yeah,
Hey, little guy. What?
but yeah. So
I make sure I bring the soap with me because I smelled it and it smelled okay. That smelled nice.
okay, yeah. So you see, like the automaton, like again, like I said, he bows, takes his top hat off, and bows.
I bow back again.
Okay, and then you pump the water yourself.
We just bow back and forth, back and forth. He bows, I bow.
Right.
He bows again, I bow again.
Hey, was that the shower? Am I clean now?
Right.
So
yeah.
I figure it out, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Is there anything else? Is there little sir? What do I just air dry when I'm done? Like, do I run around in a circle until I air off? Is there anything? Because normally I just,
no. So
hang out by the river and dry off.
The
Please tell
automaton
me.
points up, and it shows that there's like 2 grates in the ceiling, which act as blow dryers.
What is that?
There's 2 grates in the ceiling.
There's great.
Air
Yeah,
blower.
like air grates.
That was a lot of questions for a thing that can't talk. It's like it's going to answer you in interpretive dance.
And I'm like, does they? And then I look back at him and I go, what about it?
And I lean forward to everyone again. Like, seriously, who is she talking to?
Yeah.
Does the little avatar point to something so that I know how to activate?
Yeah, he points to the pump on the wall.
I pump again? Okay.
Well, no, did you already do that?
I'm pump water. Okay.
Yeah, so you see.
I have to fill the tank up.
Yeah, so you see like on the tank there's like a small like glass window which shows like how much water's in there, which is full.
Okay. It's full already. Okay.
Yep. And then he points to the matches.
Yes, fire. Yes. Okay. Match.
And he points to the matches, and then do you light the match?
I hand him the match. Here you go.
Okay, yeah. So you hand him the match, and like he takes the match and he puts it under the water heater. And you see like the gas. I mean, well, not the gas, but you see like he holds it under there for a minute. You see him kind of like blowing on it to make it bigger, and then eventually like you get like kind of like just like a nice fire under it. You hear like the thing start to like boil the water, and then he points to the shower. He points to you, and then he points to the shower.
Okay. So I get under the grate, stand there, looking up, look down at the little guy.
No, he kind of like like when someone face palms.
Yeah.
He does that, and he points to you again, and he points to the shower, like he points to the shower door.
There's a
I go to the shower door and I'm like, close it? And I slowly close it. So I'm
Okay.
in there.
Yep, and then the shower turns on because like it's motion activated. And
Noises.
yeah, and like
Something
yeah,
happened.
you are now showering. You're,
Whoa, water.
did your character like remember to like?
No.
Okay, yep. So
Whatever it is. No.
Water, okay.
so now
Tell her to quickly
all of your stuff
take
is
it
now
off.
like huh?
However, as soon as the water started falling on her, she's like, oh. And she starts taking everything off. Like, okay.
I'm washing me and my clothes.
Pushing me and my clothes.
Yeah, it's all like it's like it's. I mean, it's not scalding hot. It is hot though. So like like
Delicious.
yeah. And yeah, and then after that though, like probably however long your character showers.
Okay.
I would say probably the water lasts for.
Washes off.
I'd say probably the water lasts for about 20 minutes or so.
Wow, that's a long shower.
But yeah, but then after that,
I just stay there the whole time because it's just so amazing.
Did you say there was a towel in there, by the way?
There's no towel.
I asked earlier, like, how does it get dry? And he just started pointing to the grate, so that's how, and then pointing at a match, and so I just assumed like we're doing this together. This experience is we're learning as we go.
You're all showering together. 4 people, 1 small shower.
No,
I meant you and the robot.
No, I know.
Me and the little guy.
The little guy's still in the other room with his hands up in the air, like, what the hell is wrong with this lady?
But yeah, so after
When
you're
the
done,
water runs out, I open the sliding thing and I look at the little guy and I'm like, okay, now what?
right, he points to the floor where the grate is, where the grates are, and he says, and he just points to there.
Yep.
Right.
What do you want me to do? I'm
he,
on top.
he points to himself and he's like standing.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
You gonna
Essentially, he just points to the floor.
Go stand on the grate.
I drip dry? Is that what you're telling me? I just drip
Well,
dry, stand here the
well,
long as it takes?
do you want to go stand on the part where he's telling you to stand on?
Oh, it's not okay. So I gotta exit. Okay, I thought you were saying there was a grate on the floor of the shower as well. Like
No,
I'm
no.
standing on
Well,
it already.
I mean, there's a drain, but no, I meant like there's the grates outside of the shower on the ceiling.
Yeah, I thought that's where the water came from.
No. The water came from like a normal shower head. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I exit to stand where the grates are now.
Yep. And then all of a sudden you feel like hot air being,
So we
coming down. And yeah, it like probably takes about 5-10 minutes before you're fully dry, and then
like speed dry
sew your clothing.
Car wash.
and the clothing.
Car wash dryers. Blows all the water
Yeah.
off of you.
the thing, those hand dryers, but you stand under and it's like,
Like my cheeks are being like flung back.
yep. I hope you mean your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
All right. So 5-10 minutes, and I am dry, bone dry, hair is dry. It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess. That was a very powerful blast of hot air. I bow to the little guy again. Thank you. That was lovely. I'll be back again. And I exit the bathroom, and my hair is just like crazy pink hair everywhere.
Oh, it's all
Yeah.
sticking
Oh,
everywhere. Like,
God, yeah.
Sorry,
But-
sorry if it was like kind of like. I was really trying not to make it creepy. Sorry if I did kind of make it creepy.
It's not creepy.
Okay, it was just hard to describe.
No.
no, it's just fine.
Yeah,
It wasn't
no.
creepy.
No. And I'm like, guys, try the shower. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and dude, that wasn't creepy. That was hilarious.
Okay.
Life changing.
Did
I never
Haruna-
knew this existed. I am a new woman.
Did Haruna put her armor and stuff back on before she left?
Yeah, did you?
Yeah,
Well,
are you on? Because if you're on
trying to
XRL, I'm out of there.
The water was falling, and then things are coming off. So
Did you put them
Yeah.
back on after?
Or are you just holding them in a pile?
I'm holding them in a pile.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, Orkin goes, oh dear lord, and just
So your character's just like fully like just out there now with the rest of the party.
Oh no, I put my clothes back on.
Yeah, that's what we were asking.
But they're like soaked though, aren't they?
No, they got dried with the blow dryer. Yeah, because it heats the whole room like that. Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
Emily
I
looks
got
over-
dressed. But I didn't rearm myself. But I didn't like put all my swords and whatever, my great X and stuff
Okay.
back in. I'm just like holding them. I didn't really know what y'all were saying.
Okay. Yeah, Emily looks over to her and sees how her hair is just a mess. She goes, "What happened to you?"
Yeah. I'm a new woman. New woman now.
Clearly.
I will be doing that again. I will be doing that again.
The picture.
I guess I go over to one of the full beds, and I sit down, and I just sit there with my hair all crazy. I don't even know, because there's no mirrors. There were no mirrors. I don't even know what my hair looks like. To me, it's like just fine.
No, there is a mirror in the bathroom.
Oh, there was a mirror.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, I guess. Yeah, like they're essentially like anything that's like kind of like in like a modern bathroom is in there. So
Okay.
there's like a mirror. There's like brushes, stuff like that. Just like essentially like stuff to make your guys' life easier as you're trying to find this guy.
Okay. Well, I totally didn't catch those other apparatusi. So I'm just sitting there on my bed, and I put my weapons down by my feet, and I just start finger combing the mass of. And my hair is down to my waist, so this is gonna take a while.
So has your character ever showered before?
No, I grew up in the mountains. It was like dipping. You go
Oh,
in
yeah.
a river. It's just, it's very crude up there. There's no aqueducts. There's no pumps.
You go,
Everything's buckets of water and like
yeah,
So
go,
is it,
go wash yourself in the fjord.
think Vikings. Think
Yeah.
Vikings back in the day.
so is this the first time then that your character has ever like combed their hair or no?
I don't know if she packed all that stuff. Because again, I'm seeing Helruna, like literally, like I never even saw her have a pouch. Like did she? I think she had. Hold on, because it's in the inventory, isn't it? Because I think I have a.
It's how we're kind of all focusing on this one thing, everybody.
Okay.
I know I should move the
I think-
session along. I don't know.
I got a
It's,
backpack.
it's like
I have a
RP, I guess.
backpack.
And so
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah.
have a backpack, and it
Well,
doesn't say anything about like grooming gear in there, but for this purpose, I guess we're gonna assume it's in there.
okay. Yeah. So your character's hair isn't like knotted after like 20 years of not combing it. I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah, oh no. Well, I mean, you saw her hair. Her hair's kind of crazy as it is. But yeah, we're gonna assume that the backpack that she has, which has like all that stuff, like a mess kit, bedroll, rations, rope, tinderbox, torch, water skin. We're gonna assume there's like self-care stuff in there.
Okay. Sounds good.
But yes, you are correct. I don't need to just finger comb the hair. I can get out my ratty tatty comb.
Okay. But yeah. So all of you do see that how Bruno looks a lot different now. Like it just looks cleaner.
Yes, my skin is like honey sun kissed for real. It's not that dirty usually.
So as after you finish doing that, all of you kind of feel like a sudden shift as the train starts to depart.
Ooh.
Oh, we hadn't even
20
left
minutes for
yet.
us to leave?
Oh my
I thought
God.
we were on the road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Oscar was getting like all the preparation, like he was doing all like the checks and everything, make sure
Oh.
everything is safe.
Did Oscar hear all of that?
No, he's in the front page. I'm gonna end the session there if that's okay with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
So session 1 will be called session 1. Oh god, what would it be called? Or wait, it could be like called session 1 Hellbroder's shower adventure or something.
Runa's shower.
Hell, Runa.
Runa's
Oh.
first shower.